Start her up.
Hello, everybody. Hey, guys, it's George here, otherwise known as GFW Trains.
Talk about everything.
Oh, he's good. Welcome to another Fast Friday.
I got thrown off.
I know, I threw you off. Sorry.
Yeah.
Welcome to another Fast. There we go. You are,
I'm George, otherwise known as GFW Trains.
and I am Wally, George's dad, otherwise known as the guy who takes GFW Trains places. Oh, he agreed.
No.
Oh, he agreed. So, hey, welcome to Fast Friday, where we talk about everything but mostly trains, and we've got a lot to talk about today, don't we, George?
Yes, indeed. This is actually probably, like the subjects we had, a lot of train stuff has happened recently.
Right. Last 3 weeks, we've got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of fun stuff.
We got a new video coming out tomorrow.
That's right, tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central. And that one's about layout that we did 2 weeks ago, right?
We ran big trains. They're not big trains, but like big, long trains.
We did. The Train Collectors Association, Midwest Division, modular layout, we set up at the Alumni Church. And it was really cool. I think that there's some neat camera angles in this video here. Oh, there we go. First yawn, everybody. You're into the game. Every time George yawns, you got to take a drink. So kick back, relax, grab yourself a drink, start the drinking, babe.
So anyways, to start off the stream, I think we should kind of go over what we're running.
Sure. No, all right. I agree. So let's talk about some topics real quick that we're going to talk about this evening. And then we'll talk about what we're running, because I think we've told them, Mark, some really great topics. So we're going to talk about Midwest Division PCA modular layout at One Line Church, right? Not too long. 1 line. Right. And then also, the same modular layout we're going to be setting up. We'll talk about this a little bit. We'll be setting up next week at the Roselle Library.
Yes.
And we'll invite people to come. We'll talk a little bit about that. And then the meat and potatoes. What did we do last weekend?
We went to York!
York! Yeah, what a trip. We had so much fun out there, didn't we, George? So much fun. We went out there. We went to the Train Collectors Association Museum. We went to the Strasburg Railroad. And we went to the York Train Show, the Eastern Division of the Train Collectors Association's York Train Show. And boy, oh boy, was that fun, wasn't it? We did a little tailgating. We met a lot of people. Can't wait to talk to everybody about that, right? Then, rolled home, came back, and we had another train event that was really cool. And that one was the 26th Annual Midwest Division Train Collectors Association Banquet. And that was a great time, too.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was.
So we are going to talk about all those things. We're going to talk about what you got at York, all the people that you met, all of the fun that we had there, some of the cool things that we got along the way, and the cool experiences along the way. And we'll get right to that. But before we get right to that, let's do a couple of things, George. We have some new things running on the layout. I don't think anybody has seen any of the things that are running today.
Other than Canada.
What's that? Oh, no! All right, we're back. Hopefully, hopefully, I know they're out. Thanks for hanging with us there, everybody. Hopefully, they were not as pixelated. How are we looking right now? But all right, so hopefully now that we're back on, we can do a couple of things. Well, let's talk about some of the things that we got on the layout, some of the things that we're running, so that people can know we've got a couple of special things. We also have a couple of special things that are on the layout right now. So
one thing I gotta point out. Hello, Stu. Welcome to the stream.
hey, that's good to see you, Stu Rankin.
You got your guys' box displayed on the layout.
Right. Welcome here. For those of you who don't know, George and I are really involved with the Train Collectors Association, and Steve Rankin happens to be the president of the Train Collectors Association. We had a chance to hang out and visit with him a lot out at York, and that was one of my highlights, visiting with he and our good friends out there.
The one cool thing that I can say, leaving from York, is I'm a member of 2 divisions.
And you are. I'm actually kind of mad at myself. I was going to do it myself, but I didn't get around to doing it. So talk to us a little bit about that. Let's talk. All right, we'll get there. I'm putting the cart before the horse because I want to talk about the TC. I want to talk about the divisions. I want to talk about Mecca. I want to talk about that cool box car. I want to talk about the Midwest division and that cool maxi stack. But let's talk about the trains that are on the layout. We have got some cool ones. In fact, one of them that are up here is really cool. And also, I want to thank everybody for coming. I would ask if you're just rolling through the door, welcome. If it's your first time here, like Steven, welcome to this stream. It's great to have you. We are on we try to be on every Friday, but every other week. But it's been, I think we'll be able to do it. We're done with cross country, and then Nita's done with dancing, so we'll be able to get back rolling again. So, yeah, welcome to the stream. So anyhow, what we usually do is we talk about what we're running, and we give everybody a whistle that's coming into the stream and say hello. So George, what are we running today? Let's first talk about this Santa Fe that's on the inside track that's rolling that way right there, the one that's just coming on the screen.
So this one actually has a really cool story.
Tell me the story, George.
So a friend of ours at the TCA, his name is Charlie Tusek. He's actually the president of our division.
The Midwest division, right.
And so he appreciates all trains, but he has a select one right back here. So like, it'll select you at the detail. Right. And so he has had these F units. Now the F units are third rail. He has an ABBA set, and then he has a set of how many cars? Maybe like 10 to 12 Golden Gate Depot 21-inch passenger cars to go with it. Now, it's really cool because third rail comes out with some really detailed trains, but what he's done to these, he's super detailed them. So he's added stuff into the cab, he's kind of customized them to make them as real. What's wrong with them? He said there is heat on the doors, which I guess on the real ones there wasn't really. There's a stripe that goes through the doors on these, and on the real ones there isn't. So I wouldn't pick it up, but I need to kind of doors because they're chrome. The big under rail, he had them at the show, but the unfortunate part is his layout, he's not able to run them. And so he's like, hey George, I don't have a layout I can run these on, because he has a post-war
like operating layout. It's
yes.
Neat.
And or it's like kind of a post-war show.
We've got that one on Project 49C of doing a video on this. I can't wait to show that one off.
Anyways, all right, let's see if that's any better. But so basically, I mean the train's too big to run on his layout. I mean, let alone it's pretty big on ours. And so he brought it to the show, and I was just Googling over this. I mean, it's probably one of the coolest trains I've ever seen. And he's been working on them for about, I don't know what, like, I think like 8 years now. He's super detailing them. I mean, they're so detailed that he put wood strips. So you know how like on the bottom of like baggage cars, they have like the wood paneling and stuff like that? He put wood paneling on the inside of the baggage car. And so that's how
beautiful. This is so beautiful.
that's how like crazy they are. I mean, they've got the control stand on the inside, got little dials and gauges. I mean, it's really, really cool. And so he's like, George, I'll let you take this home to run it on your lap because it never gets run time. I want to see it on the stream. And so, yeah. So here it is. And here is the, that's the set. And so, as many of you know, I have been looking for a set of scale Santa Fe F units for the longest time. And so he knew that. He said, hey, you can borrow these. I will let you run them. You know, just take care of them. You know, don't
Right.
bash them up. Because obviously, I think
And it's such
just the 4 engines, the ABBA is $2,800. I mean, that's just crazy money. But I mean, with the detail,
can't believe you trust me with those.
I can't believe it either.
I don't know if I would trust you with something that worth $28.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. And so just for that set. So I think it's really cool that I mean we get to like see these run. I mean it's so crazy. They've got fixed pilots, he's got a Katie in the front. But everything else in the train's knuckle. The other cool part about this train too is even though that the cars have knuckle couplers, they are so close together you couldn't even tell that they have knuckle couplers. I mean that's how
That's
regular knuckle couplers. But yeah, so
That's neat. That's neat. So if you're just joining us, welcome to the stream. This is Fast Friday with GFW Training, where we talk about everything but mostly trains. Do us a solid, smash that like button. That really helps out with getting us out to the YouTube algorithm out there. And grab yourself something to drink, kick back, relax, and let's talk some trains. We got all kinds of people rolling through the door. Good to see. We got our trains rolling through the door. And Phil Caburnus. Rolling through the door. Welcome to the guys. Of course, we got Iron Fox here. But we'll get back and we'll say hello to everybody and get them some horns like we always do. But let's continue talking about some of the other trains on the layout. So the other one, the other Santa Fe, it's kind of a Santa Fe themed running section, isn't it, George?
yes. So then moving on to this set, I've been scrolling through OGR form and I had saw this set of scale F units and ABBA line L ones with a set of NTH or a 4-pack and a 2-pack of NTH passenger cars, HMH passenger cars. Not as many of you know, I've wanted a set of scale F3s just because my grandpa has them and it was just something I ran all the time as a kid. I wanted some to run in my lap. So I emailed the guy, I shot him a price on just the engine because I couldn't afford the cars. And I was really hesitant to buy the engine because I would spend most of my York money on the engine. And he shot me back a price, and I didn't take him up. I mean, it was a really good price, but I wanted to have money to bring to York.
So George was really nervous when we went to York. He was really, really nervous. He was like, he was worried that he wasn't going to find something. I don't know if he wasn't going to find something. I hadn't been there in 20 years myself. So, he was just like when we were traveling out there, he was just even too scared to talk. For that matter. So we meaning me, the royal we, I wanted to hedge my bets just in case George didn't find something out there. So I reached out to the guy and offered him a price on the set too. And he took me up on that with a York delivery. And this was my insurance policy. Just in case if we fell off the cart and we couldn't find anything out at York, that we would have something that we'd be able to take home that was super cool. So that's what we did, and that's how we got the other one. So tell us a little bit about or you did say something about the set. I was busy on the chat, right, George?
Yeah. So basically, what happened is I didn't get it, and we were walking around, and it's funny. So we were walking around on the second day we were there. The day before that, I found a set for about as much as I offered the guy, but it was only an AA. And I was really close to buying it because I wanted the set, you know what I mean? And so I talked to the guy, and he was with me. And it was right before the show closed. So the guy was putting the tarp over his table, stuff like that. And I was really close to buying them. And I think if he weren't there, I would have bought them. But he's like, why don't you think about it over the night, come in the morning, right? so we go through the next day. In the morning, my dad goes, "Hey George, we got to go somewhere." It's by the Orange Hall. I say, "Oh, okay." So we walk over to the Orange Hall. Me, Bill Co, Rocket Man Bill, um, and him. I'll walk over there, and we meet this guy. Um, and we like to call him the intercity transport. And basically, he brings us to the trunk of his car.
And
And
there you go.
he hands me this box, and it's the F units. And I was like, oh yeah, it's pretty. I was pretty excited. And so yeah, I was more excited about the F units than the set, and I think you were too.
Yeah, oh yeah, I love those F-units. I love all the line of those F-units. The Santa Fe ones, the New York Central ones, even all the other railroad ones. After we've gotten these, that's I don't know. I have to restrain myself right now. I'm just crazy. I want to buy so much stuff, but I got to restrain myself.
So, anyways, then we come home. We put the F units on the track, and we open up the cars because I think he had a different vision. I knew what the cars looked like because there's a guy on YouTube that I used to watch all the time who has this exact same set. He runs it with his 3751. But I didn't really know, knew them up close. I know that MCH makes good cars at affordable prices, but they're not, they're not the top of the line. They are top of the line, but they're not Golden Gate or, in my opinion, Lionel's cars.
Right.
We open them up and they look perfect. I mean, they're
so nice.
They're really nice, yeah.
It's a neat looking set. The placards look nice, and they even look detailed on the inside.
And they look good against next to the Golden Gate cars. I mean, they're not Golden Gate cars, but I mean they compete. You know what I mean? So I was really excited about that. And holy moly, that was really cool. We ran them and they ran perfectly. We had one little hiccup with them, but it was something weird, like a spike got caught in the engine. So luckily we were able to take that out and got it going again.
Right. So anyway, while we were there at York, it was really cool. So we got to do a lot of things there at York. But let's talk about first thing, the biggest thing.
We didn't finish.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, George. I'm sorry. We got more on the layout
here. Yeah, one more train. Well, I guess we got a couple more, but the one more that's running. So this is my first York purchase right here. And there's a couple reasons why I got this engine. There's a dummy behind it we got at York as well. So it's an Atlas -8. And the reason why I got this engine was when I was little, Max Railroad did a York haul video where he got a Norfolk and Southern Atlas -8. And I was like, holy moly, I want that engine so bad. And I, kind of put it to the side for a long time. I never really saw one for a good price. My friend Tim has a couple, but I don't know. I never came across buying one. And at York, I had the opportunity to buy it. It's that engine and the dummy on a shelf. It's kind of there's a table in the back. You see it. It's not the most perfect engine, but it's a real nice engine. And that was my first York purchase. And it's really special because
it came right away. George broke the bubble. We got to talk more about that, about like the York experience. But yeah, that's a beautiful engine.
-8 with the FP60, MCH FP60 dummy. That's on the table. And that was our first purchase, and that one was pretty cool too because I was really excited about that engine. Needs some parts, but it is really cool. And so yeah, that's what's going on the left.
Cool. So York, we were there. That was awesome, wasn't it, George?
Yes.
Lots of trains, 3 days worth of buying. We were only there for 2 though. For 3 days worth of buying and selling and everything like that. But I thought the coolest part was we had GFW trains tailgate out there, didn't we? That was a blast, wasn't it? That was a blast. So we had 2 motorhomes. We had GFW trains flag flying, and we told everybody, hey, come before the show, after the show, and let's just hang out. And we did, didn't we? Got to meet so many YouTubers. It was a lot of fun, and I loved it because it brought the whole YouTube community with a lot of these people full circle. It was really neat. There were some people that I knew. There were all the Chicago guys that were out there, and we knew them, and we got to see them again. And it's great to catch up with all those guys. But plus, we got to see so many more new people and meet so many more new people. And it was a great opportunity to network. And I'd like to first off thank my good friend, or actually, I'd like to first off thank my parents, my mom and dad, George's grandma and grandpa. Were very, very helpful. We took their motorhome out there, and we had a great time with them. I'm really blessed to have such nice parents, and George is blessed to have such great grandparents. Not only that, though, I'm also blessed to have such great friends, and I truly mean this. I went out there. The other person that went out there was there with us. Was one of my. I can't think of having a better friend than my friend Bill Cavernis, who's on here right now. He went out there and he helped us with the tailgate and with his sister. And we had just the best time, didn't we, George? Meeting everybody. We got to meet so many people, right?
Yeah, so many. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was really cool. I mean, it was like, I don't know. I think it was like the first time that, like, you know, like, there's 26 people on the stream right now, right?
Right.
But the 26 on the screen, the 26 on the screen is just like a teeny number, right? Does that make sense?
Right, right.
And so we had probably about maybe 30 people at that tailgate. And it was huge.
Right.
It was so big. And I don't think you and it's cool because it made me realize how many people, like, are into the same things as you. I mean, it's just, 30 might not be a big number on YouTube, but man, when 30 people were there just hanging out and talking trades, it was so cool. And oh my gosh, so many different people.
For those of you that are just rolling through the stream, thank you for coming tonight. We're having a blast here at GFW Trains in the GFW Trains Worldwide Studios, running trains on the S Railroad. Fast Friday. Kick back, relax, grab yourself something to drink, and let's continue to talk some trains. It's good to see you, Zach. Thanks for coming through the door. Bernsey, great to see you. It's nice to meet you out there at York. Nice to meet your father, too. So if you're rolling through the door and this is your first time here, welcome to GFW Trains. If you're coming around and checking us, or if somebody comes here regularly, welcome back. It's great to have you here. Smash that like button if you would. That's very, very helpful for getting the stream out there to all of the other people and getting this situation where people can watch the GFW Trains YouTube channel, and that means a lot to us. Speaking of that, and we'll get back to what you were saying. I just got to pump this some more. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Central, we've got a debut of the Midwest Division's modular layout at the One Line Church. That should be really good. So getting back, wasn't it cool to meet everybody there?
It was amazing. Oh my gosh, it was really cool. Like, we see people like Arch Trains.
We didn't see Corey there.
No,
I get what you mean. I'm sorry, George.
Arch Trains, Bernsey, Conrail 8098. You see them on the screen, but it's really cool that you're able to go. The cool part about it is you're able to go there, right? And somebody come up to you and be like, "Hey, just like say, hey, hey George, I'm Joker's Trains on YouTube, right?" And it'll be like, holy moly, yeah, it was really cool. And so, I was just see matching a face to a profile picture on YouTube is really cool. Well, yeah, and we had the editor or one of the editors of Trains magazines there too. That was really cool. We had the president and the vice president of the TCA there. We had it was really cool. We had
some great YouTubers that were over there. Chris from RPD.
Jason for Diddy Sucks.
Yeah. We had Sean. Sean just rebranded his channel.
It was Sean's Train
Depot, I think.
Sean's Train Depot. Yeah. It was
my gosh, it was so. It was nice to meet some of these guys. Just to really literally put a face with a name and everything like that.
We have a story with that too, right? So I used to watch Sean around there. He did. He was doing constructing a layout right around the time I was in my peak of watching those scale trains. People like JD Stocks, Eric's Trains, Max Railroad. That was at my peak, right? And so I'd seen them, and there's a kind of a time where like I got into watching other things on YouTube, like Dude Perfect, like all that other stuff. And so I was my plan for York was the first day the halls didn't open till 12. So my plan was to go to bed really late and wake up really late, so I didn't have to wait a long time to get into the halls. Well, I was sleeping, right? And I was kind of hearing everybody, but I was also sleeping at the same time. And I hear them I hear somebody say, "Hey, how's it going?" And kind of introduce themselves. And then I hear another guy come up. And
Chris!
Oh,
yeah, I'm sorry.
And I was kind of like, I wake up, right? I'm still in my pajamas, and I walk down or get out of the RV, and there's Chris from RBB Trains there, just like sitting there drinking a coffee, like
hanging out with Bill, Mom and Dad,
and just talking. Grandpa's telling him some story, and then Sean was there too. I mean, it's just like it's like probably like some of the biggest O-scale train guys.
Like, and then if that wasn't enough, who rolls through the door about
Jason?
Yeah, right.
It's just like JD Stutz right there, like part of my childhood, just sitting there talking trains, and it's just like
this is the best. And that was before we even went train shopping.
Oh, that was yes. Oh my god. Yeah.
So the question was, were there iced tea there? We did have lots of iced tea. But the cool thing was is at the tailgate we tried to have a Chicago flavor. So we had Chicago hot dogs. And we had
Chicago root beer.
We had Chicago freshly homemade draft root beer. There isn't anything special about the root beer. It's just it was a homemade draft root beer for me right here in Chicago.
But yeah, so holy moly, I was like, that was really cool. The only bad part about it was 9 a.m. We still had
George wanted to sleep. George wanted to be like Christmas morning. Where he gets up and goes right out train shopping.
So we still had 3 hours to wait. That's been the longest 3 hours of my life. I was so antsy. Chris, Jason, and Sean were there, and we were talking. But man, I was like, I wanted to get in the hall so bad. And oh man.
So yeah, Bruce was saying that's what he did too. So Chris was saying that he was walking around hanging out. He saw the GFW train flag because he had the GFW train flag hanging out, flying high over the RV.
That was the other thing too. We had the big GFW train flag. You could see it from the whole fairgrounds, or at least all the halls, right where all the people were at. And that was like a beacon,
right.
Oh man, yeah, that's so cool.
And it's cool. So hey, if you're just coming through the door, welcome. We're glad to have you here. Please smash that like button. So George, Brendan's Trains is asking, what did you get at York? So let's first talk about, we can go through the whole, what did you get at York? And we'll get there. But let's talk about the experience. So we met all of those people, and then it came 12 o'clock. Let's talk about what was going on. What was going on at 12 o'clock? Let's talk about the build-up, George.
Everybody was there kind of at our RV. I think by then some other people had showed up. We were talking, hanging out, getting ready to go in the halls. And then I didn't talk to anybody. I was so antsy. We go get in line for the hall, and they sing the national anthem, and I just dart in there. I'd see a train. It's a really cool train. It's a good deal, but it was like all the money I brought. And I was like, I was set on buying it.
He was. It was a Vision Line genset.
Yeah.
Or it was like half on.
Yeah. And
he was like, I want it. I was like, all right, George. I didn't want to say no because I didn't know how it was going to play out. So
anyways, I mean, it wasn't bad. It didn't have a box, but there were little things. And so I didn't get it. Right after that, we bought the Dash 8. And then
all right, but when you were going to buy it, and you went over to test it out, which I thought was funny. George went out to like a Vision Line locomotive with all of the bells and whistles. He went over to like a place that had a DC controller. That's it.
Well, that was the only testing stations I had. Where else was I gonna test it?
Oh,
Oh,
that was the only
let me drive home real quick to test it.
but at the same time, that's the only engine you tried to test all day.
Well, yeah, after that, I was like, I couldn't figure out how to get it to work.
So anyway, I was like, just go back, offer a really low price. And she says, no, we'll move on to the next thing.
So I offered her like $450. She said no.
So we moved on, went down the aisle, and at this point, we're chomping at the bit. I've been to New York before, and it's not so much that way now. But when we were there in the past, if you saw something and it was a good deal, you had to jump on it and buy it. Jump on it and buy it. So we went down to the end of that hall, and I just wanted one purchase to break the seal. One purchase to break the seal. So we went down to the end of that aisle and George found right.
It was a good price. I wanted it. So I bought it. Yeah, I say I got a relatively good deal on it.
You did. You did. And just as you were wrapping up the deal, then what happened?
He swoops in and buys the dummy.
I was like, all right, hey, man, we got you. You're on a roll. You're selling trains. This package is maybe up. I'm going to 2-4 on this one. So we ended up buying the dummy and the Atlas Dash. That's what I said.
The S60 dummy and the Atlas Dash 8 for a pretty good price. Or a really good price. And so after that, we walked around, and did I buy anything else in that haul? I don't think I did.
No, we saw a couple of other things, but you were antsy. I mean, you were flying through that hall, like going through the aisles. I couldn't even see stuff because I think you were just zoned in on your boxes. We saw a couple of things that we liked. We saw a J, but it wasn't 611. So we went past that. What else did we see there?
We saw Berkshire, but it was like $758 or something like that.
$779. We saw Berkshire. And what was the other thing it was that third
rail. Same guy that had the Dash 8. He had a third rail, 210-10-4, or no, 210-4 for $400, and I didn't buy it. And I the reason why is because we did not have TMCC. But later I was thinking about it, and I was like, damn, that was a third rail.
But it didn't have.
How many times have you seen a third rail 210-4?
Never. But I saw Lionel one that was there. I bought that one before I bought the third rail one.
Like for $1,200.
It wasn't that much. It was
How much was it?
$575. Was it the same table where they had the Norfolk Southern Jet set? You saw you were there. You're the one that pointed it out to me. Look at that face. Look at that face.
That was a Pensy one, dude.
No, it was Pensy. Not bad.
That's a J1. J1s are different.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. But anyway, like that's just a change up to man. Yeah, but
so we were rocking it around there. Went through the first hall, then we went to the next hall, the blue hall, and then what was the next hall that we went to?
Silver hall.
Yeah, silver.
First table we see there. A TMCC. Here, let me go get it.
This is good. This is good. Hold on to your hats here, folks. Hold on to your hats. First table. Wait for it. It's going to be good. Wait for it. Here we go. Here we go.
Boom. Corey, it's up your alley. Uh-oh.
Sorry about this. We got let me go fix the bridge here real quick. But there we go. That's what we got. Hey, David. Welcome to the stream. Happy Friday. You're just joining us. Welcome to the stream. Smash that like button if you would. That would really, really help us out.
So I got a Delaware and Hudson RS11 for $50. TMCC. Can't be that. No, it's a project though.
Well, it wasn't a project when you bought it, unfortunately. This is where the New York adventure kind of takes a tumble. So it didn't come with a box. It did come with a box, but nothing in the
outer box. And
I'm holding it for him. We walked down the aisle after he bought it. Somebody's like, hey, it's GW Trains. I like your channel. And I went to go grab a business card to give to the guy. I turned and I dropped that engine. I dropped it. It hit the concrete and it busted. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you. Oh, I feel so awful about that.
But
Good news is
it's project number 500.
cosmetically, it's okay. I mean, there's just a couple of little things, but internally, it needs a little bit of work now. So I always call it George's project. George has got so many projects. So Robert Edwards wants to see a close-up on that one.
Hold on, let me just get the horn real quick. The horn's my favorite part.
I know, James. It was so awful. It was just the way I had it in there. I had it in there. I just barely turned it, and it slid out onto the concrete floor. Ooh, James, there goes on. Yeah, you know, Corey, I think you single-handedly brought the DNH to this whole community. Everybody loves the DNH, including myself. I wish I could find that shirt or a picture of me in that shirt when I was a little kid with the DNH outgo on it. I had a shirt. It was long before shirts were sublimated, and it had a sublimated DNH outgo on it. And I think it's my first grade picture, my second grade picture, I had the shirt that I wore. Yeah, I remember my fingers exactly. But yeah, $50 for that one. That was probably the steal of the show. That's for sure. So I think, it doesn't look too bad. The gears on it are starting to get better. We just got to, move it up and readjust some of the gears and everything like that. Yeah, that is a unique sounding horn, George, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's really interesting.
Hit that horn again, George.
But anyways, it needs a new electrocoupler. Something's wrong with the the sync and the motors. So I don't know. It doesn't. It runs really choppy. It runs going really slow. And I think it needs a new valve and just a repair on the shell, and it should be good to go.
But yeah, $50, man. $50.
Yes.
The guy wanted 75. George got him to give it to him for $50.
Then right after that, the table next to it.
Yes, here we go. It keeps coming, man. It was rapid fire there. You reckon? Rapid fire. So on the table next to it, what do you know? What do you think George found?
Reefers! I got another set. They're on the layout right now. We'll do a little tour around with the engine I got later. That was my big purchase. But saw reefers for a good price.
George just can't.
And so I bought
himself from buying those reefers.
And they're mint. These are in better condition than the reefers I bought, or both the sets of reefers I bought.
Those for just about half the price of those.
Yeah, they were a little more than half. But yeah, so yeah, I'm very happy. Oh, and the story was too. I saw these. I picked them up to go show my dad. And I went really fast. The dude that had the table was the security guard. I think he thought I was trying to take him. He's like, "Hey, can I help you?" I was like,
"Yep."
I'm sure my dad. Yeah. So
how much for those?
Yeah. So I got him. We ended up buying more trains from him later. My grandpa did actually. But yeah. So
Grandma was saying, "This is great. She still has my DNH shirt. Grandma, I gotta see that. You gotta help me find that picture because I'd love to put that picture up with my DNH shirt."
But yeah, so that was really cool. And I think after that, we went through the hall, and I think honestly, the mood was
oh man, I was crushed, man. I felt like crap. But it's like one of those things like me. You know what? Could be worse. I'll fix it for you, George. Let's just move on.
So after that, we go to. I wanted to say hi to Stu and Kevin at the TCA booth, or tables.
So we met those guys the day before. We went to the
TCA museum.
We went to the Train Collectors Association Museum, which was in Strasbourg, and what a cool spot! They have the best collection. I'm going to go on record and saying they've got the best collection of displayed toy trains in the world. Don't you think?
Yes, they do.
It was amazing. If you ever make it out there to York, or if you ever make it to Strasbourg, it would be a crime if you didn't make it to the Train Collectors Association Museum.
This is the other thing cool, or that's cool too. I think. How old is the TCA?
It started in 1957.
So it's a little bit older than 50. So I think there's a 75-year anniversary train there,
Right?
and it's plated with silver. The tender has diamonds on it, and it's got like gold plate stuff all over it.
Well, I was there when Mike donated that.
Really? Okay.
Yes. And I told everybody I'm buying that when it comes up for auction. I swear to God, the 50th anniversary. So let me tell you the story. That's great. I didn't even know this, George. So let me tell you the story behind that. They, at the 50th anniversary of the TCA, what was the year?
2017.
No, it was a lot earlier than that.
2007.
2007. No, because you weren't there. You would have taken it. I think it was before you were born.
How would it be 57, or how would it be?
I don't know the years or whatever. But it was, somebody can correct me on this one. It was 2004. And for the 25th anniversary, there was a manufacturer that made a special engine to be auctioned off at the 50th anniversary. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So they auctioned off that special train at the 50th anniversary. And before they auctioned it off, Mike's Train House was there, and Mike's Train House presented the 25th anniversary engine was gold because the 50th anniversary is gold. So it was a gold-plated train, right? So before that happened, Mike's Train House, George, donated this engine to the Train Collectors Association. And I don't know if you know this, the 75th anniversary is the Diamond Age.
Oh.
So talk about that train.
So it's played with diamonds and stuff like that.
So instead of gold in the tender,
It's got diamonds.
It's got diamonds.
Like real diamonds. And so we saw it there. Stu was showing it out, and I was like,
Oh, I wish I could have seen that because I told everybody that I was going to buy that for my son.
yeah. Screw college.
Right?
But yeah. So we saw that. It was really cool. But anyways, going back to York, we go to that table, or we go to that. Oh, and I had mentioned this too. So as some of you know, we have an original 700E. And I had talked to Stu while we were in the museum, and there's some 00 stuff there. And so the cool part about the 00 stuff is that it looks exactly like the O scale 700E. And I can say O scale because it is truly an O scale piece. So yeah, we were talking to them, and Stu goes, "Oh yeah, I think there's some 00 stuff at the table there." And so basically, how the TCA goes through York is a lot of their money comes through selling trains.
People who donated their collections. TCA has a big library of trains of all gauges and all sizes and neat things. Every once in a while, they don't have they can't store it all, so they reassess some of their.
And they have collections upon collections upon collections, and it's worth a lot of money. And so they were like, "Oh yeah, we got some 00 stuff at the table." So I was
You've
like,
always wanted some 00, some old Lionel.
well, ever since we got the 700E, yes,
Right.
I have, yes, because I wanted to put it with the 700E. It's the exact same engine, just one's 00 scale and the other one's O scale. So we go there. There's a 00 engine right there on the table. The last 00 Hudson that they had there. They had a real good price. We were talking to Kevin, and Kevin's like, "Oh, you're going to turn into 00." And he's like, "Well, I bet you," and I think he's like, "I bet you I can get them there." Because Kevin there was kind of like the end all be all of everything. He was like, "Yep."
Price wise.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can have it for like, $200. Something like that. If something was labeled like 300, you'd be like, "Oh, yeah, it looks a little high. You can have it for 200." And so he helped us out a lot on that. And so there's the engine there for I think 250, and the guy was able to get it down to 195. Convinced the TCA lady, I had no clue who she was, but she was there in charge of pricing everything. And so I got that. Really excited, and yeah, that was probably one of my favorites. Oh, and it had the boxes too.
Yeah.
I had the boxes. Which, here, I'm gonna go get it. Can I go get it real quick?
Yeah. But York was a really fun experience. We had a great time with everybody there. Hey, Devon, welcome to the stream. Good to see you here. But yeah, we had a great experience. It was nice meeting everybody, and going there with George was just amazing because George was on fire. He has been working all year to try and save up some money to go to York. If you go to York, you really got to go with a pile of cash. I mean, that is just kind of the way that it works at the end of the day. Is you got to go there with a pile of cash because you're going to see so many cool things. You're going to have the opportunity to pick out one or two really cool things. Yeah, hey, James, you're right. We have 38 viewers and 42 to 43 likes. Things are rolling good. If you haven't already and are rolling through the door, please smash that like button. I would certainly appreciate it if you could do that for us. But anyway, so we were rolling. George was at this point. He was on fire. He was first the bubble with buying the Atlas Dash 8. I had burst my bubble buying the dummy unit there. And I also knew that around the corner I was going to have the Santa Fe train that's just coming around the corner. You're rolling the next day. So, George, these are 00 trains. Some people here might not know what 00 is. Why don't you explain to that one?
So, to be honest, I don't really know much about 00.
Okay. Well, we'll start with this. Who makes this train, George?
So, what's really cool about this train is it's made by Lionel, and this was made in 1939, around the same time that they were making the 700Es. And the cool part about it is it's identical to the 700E. I mean, like, it is so close to the 700E. The only difference is that 00. I think the thing with 00 is that it's popular in Europe. And I don't really know the significance on why Lionel was making 00 trains, but they had the Hudson, and they had a 2-rail version and a 3-rail version. I have the 2-rail version. So on the bottom, it doesn't have the rollers. But if the 3-rail version is funny too. It is exactly like the 700E. I mean, like, it's got little baby rollers too. I mean,
Does it really?
Yeah, it's so cool. And we saw another one there too. I was scrolling through the halls after we found it, and the guy wanted $500 for it. And I was a lot better condition than mine. And I was like,
I didn't have the boxes.
Didn't have the box. Anyway, here's the tender too. And I think this is cool because it's one of my, I guess, like, I have some pre-war trains, but this is like probably the coolest one I have.
Right.
Yep.
Hey, PRR Joe is just calling through the door.
Hey.
PRR Joe is another guy that we got to reconnect with out there at York. It was so good to meet him, and one of the most fun things for me was connecting a circle with PRR Joe. So I brought George to a convention out in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Train Collectors Association, Pennsylvania. He did a lot of cool kids club activity. It was one of those things that got George really hooked into the hobby. Not that he wasn't before, but it really, really got him fired up and rolling along. And come to find out, I'm talking with PRR Joe, and he was one of the guys that helped out with some of the kids club activities. And and great to connect that circle. Glad we got to meet you, PRR Joe. And I hope that we've got many, many more good meetups and conversations that come in the coming years. Now, to answer Allegheny and Shenandoah Zero's question, yep, 2 brand new Santa Fe trains here. The one on the inside track is that one is the one that's on loan to us, really, really cool engine. The one that's on the outside of our track, the one
Outside
that's
is
closest to us. Actually, I guess the one that's on the outside track, the one that's just going to be rolling through the screen right now. That's a really cool train that's been known to a friends of us. Third rail engines, third rail cars, 21-inch cars. It's beautiful. The one on the inside track, the one that's rolling this track right here, that one's when we got out there at York. So yes.
So, anyways, this is my first pre-roll piece that I had ever bought. It was broken, and I think what made me buy it is because it said Lionel Jr. on the bottom. That was that was one of the items, kind of cute looking, you know. And that was one of the two reasons why I bought it. And this is my first pre-roll piece, but I mean, like, I don't know. I've seen a couple, and they're cheaper, right? And so when we went to the show, I think that's really cool about this is it's my first like pre-war piece that is like I don't know, just like
So one of the questions is,
desirable,
and this is funny too. One of the questions is, do you have the track that it runs on?
I didn't buy it to run it though. That was the other thing.
But George went to buy some track from a guy that had some double O track, and the guy wanted $15 a piece. But the only spot where we saw double O track, so we've got our eyes peeled.
It wasn't even 2-rail either. It was 3-rail, and I was like, I just spent $15 on a scale O gauge car or O scale car. But I'm okay, thank you very much. Anyways, so so this one sits on the mantelpiece right next to the 700E, and he's got the 700E, I got the 400, and the 400.
That's awesome, man. I love that piece. So moving right along, I mean, that is so cool that you had the opportunity to buy that. And what 1937?
1939.
1939 right there.
The other cool thing about this too is I'm pretty sure these have the zinc rot problem, and luckily, knock on wood, it shows no signs of it. So, yeah.
Right. So James trains, and I think George did this, was asking if you put it on the center rail and the outer rail of O gauge, will it fit?
No.
It won't
Double
fit.
O is bigger than HO, I think.
Yes.
So,
And I think these are gauge different than European double O, if I'm not mistaken.
it might be.
I think because they're gauge different than HO. Isn't double O like real double O, or not real double O, but double O that they use in Europe, the same width as HO, just a different depth?
Yeah.
Like the flange depth?
I'm not, and I think that's like the difference between like AC and DC power too. Yeah, so that was one of my favorite. That was the only post-war piece or pre-war piece, I guess. I didn't buy any post-war.
We didn't buy any post-war, did we? Just thinking about it.
I was looking for a nice set of post-war F3s, just like any. There are a couple.
You were tuned to buying other stuff, man.
Yeah.
I showed you some great deals on those. But you got good deals. The stuff that you bought was amazing. I wish there was one piece that I saw, post-war piece that I wish that I got. I saw a 64 250 that was mint in the box for $130, and I know I could have got the guy down to $100 on that. That would have been a great deal for that piece. And trying to find post-war that we don't have is really, really rough these days because we've got a lot of neat stuff, and the stuff that we don't have is just so high priced. So the guys just coming through the door, Rail Brothers Productions, welcome to the stream. CW Railroad, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. Kick back, relax, grab something to drink, some iced tea, and join us for Fast Friday. If you haven't already and you're on the stream, please smash that like button. We'd really, really appreciate it if you did. If you're not a subscriber to GFW Trains, please consider subscribing. We love you subscribers. Yeah. So George has been explaining what he's been doing at York. Got this double O train, but we haven't even begun yet, have we, George?
Yeah. Well, yeah, so this is the or I guess the engine. The engine I should be showing off. But oh man, this is I get goosebumps holding this.
I know. So Maximum Still's wondering what's up with the UP train that we've got there. Well, the UP train is one that we got at York, or George got it at York. Actually, we got it at York. George got the power unit. I got the dummy unit behind it. I've been wanting to get a UP dummy unit. Although I think I may sell this dummy unit. I'm not really like all that double down impressed with this dummy unit. It is cool looking, but then I got it for a good deal. But I don't know. But that's where we got that one. You know, as far as the UP train. And those are propane cars. We actually got that at the Midwest Division Train Collectors
You got a
Association.
killer deal on them too. But
Yes,
yeah.
we did. Yes, we did. And those last two, the gray ones, right before the caboose, you can see them coming around the corner right now.
Future.
Those are future GFW trains cars right there.
That's right. Yeah. So but yeah, I bought it to put on the mantelpiece right next to 700D. So yeah, Papa's got his 700D. I got my 400.
So Zach Malcolm's wondering what's a UP dummy unit.
It's a SD60, MTH SD60.
So I guess that's one of the reasons why I'm not that smart as George. It was labeled as being an AC6000. That's what I thought I was buying because that's what it said on the box. It fit in the box perfectly. So that's what I thought I was buying. I got back and George was like, "That's not an AC6000." Oh man! But like I said, I got a killer deal on it. It's a nice train. But I wanted to have that one go with some of the other. I don't have any big MT, or I don't have any big modern UP diesels that are in the UP paint scheme. I've got a lot of the heritage units that are in the UP paint scheme, but I don't. But I wanted to get a dummy UP to go with all the powered.
Your logic doesn't make sense. It is a dummy.
Yeah, but it doesn't go with like.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. This stuff phased out right as that stuff came on. These were still run.
Was it? Was it run?
These still run.
Really?
The SD60 still run.
Was it,
yes.
Was it run?
They still run the same time period.
So yeah. Denny's Brothers Production. We love Denny out there at Denny's Trains and Things in Oswego. Go in there. Spend a lot of time with him. He's got lots of stories to tell. New train stores, all kinds of stuff. Wall to see in the trains. We're hoping that we can get over there one of these days and make a video at his store.
But anyways, so yeah, right after that we bought the and we got the F units, which actually no, never mind.
So all right, you bought all right. So you bought the double O's, and was that the last thing that you bought that day?
No.
Oh, you joined Metcalf. Let's talk about that.
I joined Metcalf, so
all right, the Train Collectors Association is the bigger. Each different region has their own division of the TCA, division or chapter of the TCA, and that's kind of what brings the TCA to various different areas of the country. And Mecca is the New Jersey area, which is also where the Somerset County train masters are from, where George has got his shirt. And he met the Somerset County train masters through the guys from Mecca. So Mecca is having its 60th anniversary. It started in 1961 to 2021. And if you join Mecca and pay for 5 years of membership, you got that boxcar. And the best part about it wasn't you. George is a member of the TCA, paid for the TCA, and since he was a youth, the member of to become a member of Mecca as a youth was
free.
So the boxcar was
free.
Thank you, Mecca, and congratulations on your 60th anniversary. That's for sure. That's a big accomplishment.
So I'm a member of Mecca now too.
Midwest Division and Mecca. And I should have. I was going to go back and do it myself, but I forgot. Train Collectors Association is such a cool place. As long as we're talking about the sick Train Collectors Association, I'm not the one at Metcalf, but Midwest Division of the Train Collectors Association has been around since 1957. So we had our 60th anniversary a couple years ago, and one of the things that right, free is always good. Oh, you're pixelated. Shoot. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm going to try and restart this. Stay with us, please. Stay with us. So that guy 75 is.
He's Cody.
All right, hold on a second. I'm going to restart this.
He's
Guys.
now the vice president of the New Jersey Train now.
Hold on. Hold on. All right, hopefully we got it straightened out. Thanks everybody who's coming here, and appreciate you being part of the stream. If you haven't been here before, welcome to the stream. If you've been around and one of our people that have been around for a long time, like DB Tech, welcome back. Check out, you know what? It's one hour in, officially 1 hour in. It's the time where I'm going to give my speech. One of the coolest things about the train collecting hobby, at least in my opinion, is the relationships, the friends, the people that we meet. And I think that it's really, really neat and it's really, really humbling that people come and watch us. And I know that we're not the biggest channel, and I know that we're not the best channel, but it's really humbling that people come and watch us and hang out with us on Friday nights when we do our Fast Fridays. And one of the things that I just want to tell you is I know that each and every one of you guys out there know how precious it is to have a friend and have a friend that's into the model railroading hobby. Right, George? Isn't it cool to have somebody that you can talk to, somebody that you can relate to about model trains? Yeah, it's really, really a precious thing. And I know that each and every one of you guys out there know that. It's not like you, we all have good friends. We all have really, really good friends. But sometimes, you know, you talk about trains and they're like, oh yeah, he's just a train freak, train guy. But when you meet somebody that is on the same level with you as trains, it's just such a neat thing. It's such a precious thing. And I think one of the coolest things that's happened with the stay at home and quarantine is there was a coalescence of people within the hobby here on YouTube and people starting up really cool YouTube channels, providing content, and you know, a way to show off their train collection, a way to show off their knowledge. It's been so cool. And I just would implore all of you guys to please just get out there, watch each other's channels. There's some great channels out there, some really fun people that are a part of the YouTube community. There's some really, really fun people that have live streams and have YouTube videos. Support each other. Watch those channels. Go on. Look at the people that are commenting here. Go back and check out their YouTube channels because there's some great content. And it's really, really important that we support each other. It's really, really important that we maintain friendships with each other and that we're open, we're communicative, we're out there. Because I know that everybody here knows how precious that it is to have friends in this community. So I thank you all for being my friends. I thank you all for being my son's friends. I appreciate you sharing your love with me, sharing your love with George, sharing your love with my father, George's grandfather, and it just perpetuates the hobby. So thank you. And guys, let's support each other, all right? So, yeah, hey, welcome to the stream. That's the Railroad Videography. Make sure that you smash that like button. We certainly appreciate that. Ozark Midland Southern Railway, speaking of a couple of really cool YouTube channels out there, welcome to the stream. We have, if you're just joining us, George has been going through his York experience, and we're about halfway through it, right? Aren't we, George? George is talking about Mecca, and we were talking about the Midwest Division. We'll get back to the Midwest Division, because the Midwest Division is the part of the Train Collectors Association in our region of the country. And we got a special piece from the Midwest Division right up there. That's that pink Maxi stack car. We'll get to that, I think, at some point during the stream. So, Trainman Dan in the house. How you doing, Trainman Dan? Welcome to the stream. Congrats on 1,000 subscribers. We got some really, really special YouTubers coming in the house tonight, so thank you so much. So, all right. George. Yeah. So, joined Mecca, got that box car, and then what? We went back to the camper there at York. And we had our tailgate party. Tell us a little bit about. Back up. All right, George. What happened?
Wait, was this on the second?
First day.
When did I get those?
What's that?
When did I get those?
Second day. Beginning of second day.
Okay, so yeah, we had a tailgate then. Yes.
So anyway. All right, good. DB Tech was worried about the sound. So, man, I'm telling you, we've grown so much. I know that this isn't the most professional thing that you've ever seen in your life. Yeah, we're not the biggest and we're not the best, but we've grown a lot. It got to the point where, if you ever watch some of our first videos, we literally had our computer sitting on some shoe boxes, and when the sound was bad, I said, George, speak up, speak into the microphone. Along with us for the ride. So, yeah. James, you got it, man. You got it. I love that Royal Hudson. It's one of my favorites. So, for sure. So, all right, George. End of the day, we had the tailgate party. So let's talk about the tailgate party a little bit.
We went there. A bunch of people showed up.
So, I'm sorry, George, not to cut you off. George loves it when I do this, but I gotta set the table a little bit. So, for those of you that have been watching us the last couple of streams, George has been really busy with his schoolwork. But we've been talking about York for months, haven't we, George? We've been talking about having a York tailgate for months. So we've been inviting people, saying, "Hey, we're gonna have this York tailgate. We're gonna have this York tailgate," and it was kind of loosey-goosey, but it was like, "Hey, just look for the GFW trains flag, and when you're done buying trains, or before you're buying trains, come to the GFW trains flag." And when we were done, they did, didn't they, George? Let's talk about that.
A bunch of people showed up to the tailgate. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. We got to meet a bunch of cool people. Yeah, man, it's so cool. We got to meet a bunch of new people.
Hey, we're pixelated now. I'm gonna try. There you go. George, right there. Hopefully we're back, guys.
We got to meet a bunch of cool people. Talk trains.
Everybody, it was like everybody had just gotten back from an African safari. But everybody was talking about all of the big game that they caught and shot and found. I got an Acela. Oh, I got a double O piece. Oh, I got this. Oh, I got that.
So yeah. So there are a couple of times where I just went in the camper to look at the trains I got. Yeah, and so everybody loved the Chicago hot dogs, the root beer. I heard a couple of people mention the poppy seeds. I don't know why that's. I guess I don't know. It was like it was weird. Like when we were first talking about hot dogs, it was like Chicago hot dog was like what? Like I didn't realize that was a thing that like not everybody had. You know what I mean?
Right, because we have them all the time here. It's something that we've got. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, Chicago hot dogs are hot dogs that are kind of like a higher quality hot dog that are prepared. All right, everybody drink. If you're doing good drinking game, John drink. That are prepared in a certain way. So, yeah. And so we got a chance to commiserate. Everybody had Chicago hot dogs, some homemade Chicago draft root beer. It was great.
So, yeah, we did that. It was so cool. Then I went to bed and got ready for.
Well, backing up. I got to talk a little bit more about the tailgate. At the tailgate for York, we had some specially made GFW train shirts. And before the show, and then at the tailgate, and then on the next day, we gave out approximately 30 GFW train shirts. We got white ones and we got gray ones. And these are kind of special because we wanted to give these out to our friends that we made up throughout the way, and the people that we met up with, we wanted to give out some shirts, which I'm going to toss out there as a little teaser. It brings me to one of the things that was brought up by James Trains, one of the guys that's been watching us for a long time. And thank you for watching this game. If you haven't checked out James Trains channel, Go check his channel out. Fine young man, great ambassador to the hobby. Can't wait till he carries the hobby into the next generation. But James Trains was asking about the 3,000 subscriber special. And we've been trying to hash out some of the things for 3,000 subscribers. And one of the things that I thought would be really cool, and I'm still trying to hash out on this, is that I would love to have the GFW Trains train that has been put together by the subscribers. We've had some people give us some really neat trains in the past. We've got the box car that Stu Rankin made for us. We've got the GFW Trains cabooses that were made by James Trains and Matt. I don't remember Matt's last name. Matt Garston.
He's Matt Trains on YouTube.
Right, check out his channel. Another young guy that's a great ambassador in that hobby. He made another box car for us. So I was thinking one of the things that I would do, and I don't know if this will work or not. I haven't seen anybody do this, but this is something that I was thinking would be kind of fun, is to put out there the offer to anybody who's watched us. If they send us a box car that's either decorated for GFW Trains or decorated for their YouTube channel, we would create a train and feature it in a video for a 3,000 subscribers special. We would create a GFW Train for all of the people that have been with us along the way on our train, shall we say. And in exchange for that, it would be my pleasure to send to everybody who sent us a car, a GFW Trains t-shirt that they could probably wear, and then I would humbly give them to wear as being part of the GFW Trains family show. So anyway, that's a beta idea. I don't know what everybody thinks about that. I don't know what everybody thinks about that, but I think that might be a fun thing to do. And yes, James, you've been one of the longest time followers of GFW Trains, and I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody that's here. So I think that would be a neat thing to do. I think it would be really humbling. I don't know if people will participate in it, but I tell you what, every day that we come on here, every Friday, every day that I look at our YouTube channel, every Friday that we come on, I'm always like really humbled by the people that even care. Isn't that true, George? George's like, I need to talk about day 2, Dad. I need to talk about day 2. You're talking about being humble. All right. Anyway,
Day 2.
I digress.
I'm thinking about the exact opposite. Thinking about showing off my trains.
Yeah, so anyway, we had the great time. Met all kinds of people. We had to wait until noon for the day 2, or for the day 1 to go. But day 2 started at 9 o'clock. Got up to the fresh, beautiful smells of Bill Cabernis doing some Dutch oven cooking. So he made some Dutch oven breakfast. It was awesome. 9 o'clock rolled around, and George was off like a lightning bolt. Boom! So what happened after that, George?
So, I remember we got these on day 2, but I don't remember what day we got them. Day 2, I mean, I didn't really buy anything like I guess compared to day 1. I think we had bought a another purchase I got on day 1 is I got an N scale Eurostar.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So an 8-car Eurostar set. I was really Kato 8-star Eurostar set. I haven't run it yet. I had some friends over and I was gonna run it after school today, but I didn't get a chance. So but yeah. So I got that. I was really excited. But anyways, day 2, we wanted to rent or kind of walked around. Didn't really see any too good deals. I guess all of them just went away after the first day. A couple things I was thinking about buying, but I didn't buy. But yeah, then we came across a hold up. That's
my attention drifted for a second. I was looking down. So all right, George, have you started the second thing? You're still talking about the I forgot about that Eurostar. That was a really cool stuff. That was one George totally hornswoggled me on. You'll have to tell him about that. So we were in the building. It was one special building, and we're walking one way, and the way out of the door, we were right by the door to exit the building. And I was about ready to go out, and George was like, "Oh, let's go out the other door." And I knew, so I know my son. I mean, I don't know everything about my son, but I do know my son, right? And I could tell he didn't want to go out the door, and I was like, I know there's something in this building that he wants. And I saw him Googling that Eurostar before, and I know that he knew. I know that in his mind he was like, I don't want to tell my dad that I want this because it's N-Gauge, and he's not necessarily on board with N-Gauge. Because, I mean, we don't have a layout to run N-Gauge. George has his modules, but that's about it. His layout is project number 33C. He's working on it. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, or is that weathering the project? I'm not sure. Anyway, 32C. Anyway, George's like, hey, let's go back the other way. And he walks behind. He's like, I really like that Eurostar set. I'm like, go back and offer the guy $100. Maybe he'll take $100 for it. Because I'm all about the deal, man. I don't care. You can be selling me a pile of crap. And if I think I'm getting a deal out of it, man, doesn't matter. I'm like, offer him a deal, man. Offer him a low ball price. Offer him a low ball price. I'm like, offer him $100. So anyway, I stand off to the side. I don't like to be next to George because I want this to be George's deal. I want George to, I want this to be George's deal. Although it's not always like that. I want this to be George's deal. So George, I'm standing off to the side. George goes over, starts talking to the guy. Next thing I know, he starts wrapping up the Eurostar. I'm like, oh, dang, nice. You got it for $100. So he turns around and starts walking back. And he starts walking back. And I'm like, hey, nice job. You get it for $100? Oh, George turns and he's like, no. And I was like, well, what'd you get it for? Did you get a deal? And he's like, I paid for what he was asking for.
No, that's not true. He wanted $225, and he's like, "Oh, you like that train? I'll do like $160." Like, oh yeah, I need that train now.
But you wanted $160 the first time we walked by it.
Well, yeah, but that's like a deal.
All right.
Find me another Eurostar for $160.
Right, so Jack Numpy wants to know what the Eurostar is today.
It's a high-speed train in Europe, and it's really cool. Should I go get it? Or just
I mean, it's featured on another end.
All right, so yeah, so I got it. I was really happy. We called it my book. You know, I was supposed to be doing school stuff, so I read my book all the time because it comes in like a little bookcase kind of thing. One thing I do like about Kato trains is their cases. They're like bookcase style. So what they do is they fold up like books. You put the trains in the foam and they fold up like a book. They snap shut, and then on the bottom or on the spine of the book kind of thing, they have what engine it is. So on my C&W set, it says C&W 400. On my Eurostar set, it says Eurostar. So I thought that was really cool. And so yeah. Anyways, going on to day 2, we walk by a table, and we see this.
And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here it comes. I think George feels this is his best one that they've got here. And if you're just coming in the stream, including you, Jason, and JD Starks, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. Happy Fast Friday. Grab yourself a nice tall glass of iced tea or whatever else you decide to drink. Kick back, relax, hang out with us here at the GFW Trains. It was nice meeting you too, Jason. I hope that this is only the first of many more fun meetings for us as we move forward in the hobby. So here it comes. This is George's first purchase on day 2. Coming, it's coming, it's coming. There it is. You hear the whistle? There it is. So we walked through the blue hall. Did you see this in the blue hall before? By the way, he's totally distracted off of the F units that he wanted the day before, which was going to come later that we got from our guy over there in the city train guy. All right, so go ahead, George.
So I had got these. Oh man, and it's cool because I got it with my own money that I worked really hard to get. And actually, that's the other cool part about York. A lot of it was like stuff I bought with my own money, and it's just a really like cool feeling. Being like, yeah, like that's a train I like. I can get it. You know what I mean? I don't have to I did ask my dad, but like I don't have to like ask him for money to get it. Like I got a job, like stuff like that. So I got these. It's a set of E7s, Pennsylvania E7s, the legacy ones. So they're real nice. Both of them got smoke units, electro couplers, and in the whole yard. So that was my big purchase at York, and I got a really good deal on them.
I helped him out on that deal.
Yes, you did. Yeah. So and part of the reason why I got these too is you've been looking for another engine to pull your fleet of honorism cars, and I was like, dang, this would be the perfect fit. Although they don't match correctly, your fleet is brown.
Yeah,
I know.
my TG1's browns with green too.
Oh, I guess yeah, you're right. Yeah. But yeah, so this is for all you Pensy guys.
He went fancy.
I went Pensy. I did. Surprisingly, the only SP thing I bought
For the
were
original
the reefers. Yeah. So yeah, I paid or DB Tech asked me the price. I paid $325. So
for the A and B.
the A and the B.
So, and there's a good story behind that. So the guy wanted $400, which is a really good price. George was all set to pay $400. George offered him something else. Again, I'm all about the deal, man. I am all about the deal. So I'm like, George offered me a low price. So I think that this is the first one where George took my advice without standing right next to him. I think George said, "What's your best price?" And the guy said $350, which George would have dropped in a second, I think. And I knew George would drop. And I was like, and George says, he's kind of having it on. I was like, how about 300? And he's like, no, I can't. The guy who owns it's not here. Should I give him a call? The guy, call him up. About 5 minutes later, he comes over. What's he say, George?
325.
No.
Oh.
He's like, yeah, I'll let that one go for 350. And George starts reaching for his wallet. I was like, how about 325? And he said, so.
Yeah. So, there you go. And,
yeah, they're nice. They're Lionel Legacy DB Tech. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm really happy with this purchase. And I don't know, it's really cool. I love the horn too.
That's right, Lee River or something. I get that one. You know what he wanted? Tree fitting. Go away, you like that spots.
Oh, and you can hear my reefers in the back. Let me pull up my reefers that I got.
Oh gosh. So hey, welcome to the stream, CP. I have some new trains, but I have a big collection of post-war and pre-war and NBC. Hey, that's awesome. That's what I like best. I like that. That's my sweet spot of collecting it. And while you see us operating trains and operating train here, between my dad and I, we spent a long time, most of my dad. Sorry, everybody. I was getting off comfortable, and USB-C. That's all I gotta say is that USB-C ports are really finicky. They're not really like in there. So if I touch it, it goes off. So yep. But yeah, I love that stuff like you've got there, CP. So yeah, Joe, it's for sure. Lots of good deals and several trips to the car, right?
That's right. That is right. But yeah, so that was that was my my big purchase. So I was excited about that.
But was it before or after that? Then that's when I laid on you the
Oh, it's
the
after
Santa
that.
Fe.
Because you're like, does that cure your F3 desire? Oh no. So got the F3s. And then after that, right before we're about to leave, I was going over to talk to Kevin and Stu, saying bye for one last time. They have some new trains on the table. What do we see?
Station Sound.
Station Sounds SP 18-inch Southern Pacific Lines, not the Southern Pacific one. Southern Pacific Lines, Station
Matches
Sounds.
perfectly with our
Oh
Southern
man!
Pacific
And
Airlines.
Kevin goes, "Huh? It seems a little high. I'll make you a deal." So we got a deal on top of a deal. What can I say?
Right,
Life is good.
right. So, hey, backing up a step, Bill brings up some good points here. So, in the middle of you doing all your deals, you also got some good deals with Bill.
Yes. So, and we forgot to talk about Grandpa's purchase too.
All right, right.
So we were in what was it? The Whitehall? The one on the way back, I just kind of hit it. But we were there. Grandpa was itching to buy a train, and he wanted something cool. And actually, you want to know what's surprising? You know how we're like really big into steam engines and stuff like that. We didn't buy a single steam engine at York, and we're not running a single steam engine right now.
The funny part about it, here's what you want me to tell you what the funny part is I see it going full circle.
What?
Because when we first started doing these live streams, you weren't into steam engines. Diesel was your jam, man.
Yeah.
Diesel was your
Yeah,
jam.
we got the Cat Ford. Cat Ford, I think, is what broke the ice for me.
Is it?
Yeah.
And Bill, diesels are a lot cheaper than steam engines.
But yeah. So that's that. Oh, and you got the George Bush casket car.
Right.
Let me go get
around here too. And while George is doing that, Jeopardize 07 is asking what you're doing for Halloween. I stumbled on something last year that I love, and I'm going to do this again. Last year with social distancing, we kept social distance. I stayed on one side of the driveway. Everybody went on the other side of the driveway, and I delivered candy using trains to deliver candy. So I'm going to do that again this year. I'm going to set up a layout where I'm going to deliver candy to this train going around the loop in our on our driveway. We had a lot of fun last year. I'm going to do that again. There's a GFW Trains 30-second video. It's really short one. Plus doing it last year. You got to check it out. But I'm going to do that again this year. It should be a lot of fun for Halloween. I think George is going to go out TPing and stealing candy.
What?
All right, back to George.
Anyways, so this is the George Bush casket car. This is the car that when George Bush did his funeral, he rode in across the Texas, right? And yeah, there's his casket right there. It's really cool. This car lights up. I mean, MTH did a great job, and we were afraid this would not match our set of cars that we have now, and it matches perfectly. The only thing different about it is the vestibules. And that's something that really doesn't pop out too much, so really excited about that. But yeah. Oh shoot, I always get caught.
Hey, and while he's turning around here, do me a favor. If you're just scrolling through the stream, you smash that like button. It does a lot to help us out here on the GFW Trains channel. We do the one here today to their notifications on their suggested stream. So, glad that everyone's here tonight, and I'd love to see more people watch the stream. And if you're watching this later, thanks for watching. Appreciate that. So.
Oh, this is the best part too. So you know how Papa's about all getting deals and stuff like that. So we were there. He's all set to buy this car. He goes up to the guy. This was one of the dealer halls. So they charge sales tax, correct?
Yeah.
So he goes, "Yeah, I'll take this." The guy and Papa kind of hands it to the guy, and the guy goes, "Okay, put it back on the shelf." You're like, "What?" He brings out this whole box of like 6 of them.
I've been looking for that forever.
He's like, like I think the guy wanted like $100. He goes, I'll do like 85.
I thought to myself, I've been telling George to do all these deals all day long. I must be doing something wrong. I was about ready to hand the guy exactly what he's asking for. And he, without me saying anything, he knocks down somebody on the price.
So yeah. So anyways, Grandpa was about ready to buy. What did he buy? It was a Chicago Illinois Pacific. With four
beautiful
cars,
set.
heavyweight, real nice. Got TNCC rails on 4, I think. Um, but yeah, beautiful set. All of a sudden, on our way down, or shoot, oh yeah, the day before, I was talking to Bill Cron. I was like, oh yeah, one of our friends, he sold off his O-scale collection. He goes, oh darn, he never called me about his FM Train Masters, the demonstrator ones, the Century Club demonstrator ones that they were going to use for the TCA, but they never did. And they're really rare, and they're hard to get. And he's like, oh, you never called me. And he's kind of bummed out about that. And we were just talking about a set of demonstrator units from shoot. Just talking about a set of demonstrator units that were on the OGR form for like $450. And he's like, I was thinking about it, but I wanted money for you. Fair enough. So, in the corner of that hall, lo and behold, there's 2 of them right there. And he's talking to them, coming out of his chair. And I was like, I need your phone right now. I don't have Bill Cole's number, but I need to call him. So I call him and I go, hey, this guy's got some demonstrator train masters for $400. You want them? Yes. I can, and so I was like, all right. So I walk over to the guy, go, you take $350 for him? Or Bilko's already all set to take $400. And I said, would you take $350? And the guy goes, yeah, it's got a smoke unit on one of them is dead and one of the sounds cuts out. And I was like, I called Bilko and I was like, all right, that's what's going on. He goes, all right, you better do $350. So we bought the trains. And Bilko was happy. I was happy. It was a good day. Now, the first day or the second day, we're riding back. I had bought another engine for Bilko. It was a Lehigh Valley Consolidation, a Weaver one, the CMCC. Now, the thing about that one, though, that is interesting is that one matches Bilko's Northern Pacific number 84 perfectly. It's got the same smoke stack, bell, whistle, or no, smokestack, bell, sand dome, something like that. I don't know, but it is oh yes, it's exactly like his. I love the guy. I go, would you take $300 for it? He said yes. So I got that. I think it was like $350. But yeah, so
lots of deals to be had. Lots of neat stuff going on.
Yes, that was pretty cool. Then right after that, we
George, you remember what the road number of the Lehigh Valley Consolidation was? And then Bill, if you're on here, do you know what number that one is?
I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure though. I mean, it doesn't really matter because it's gonna be 84.
So Bill says smokestack, bell, sand dome, seam dome. That was what he was looking for in this consolidation because that's the same as the Northern Pacific 84, which this is going to soon turn into because that's what Bill's got at the 7.5 gauge.
Yeah. So I was and that's how we did. Yeah.
So James is saying, I forgot to ask you after seeing my Legacy 280. What do you think? You're gonna get one. There will be plenty of new ones to get delivered. Yes, I love that engine. I'm gonna keep my eye peeled, see if I can find a good deal on that one. Looking for that for sure. So Stu, my daughter is saying Stu's a Michigan guy. He's rooting for Michigan. His daughter goes to Michigan. Left early to go see her in Ann Arbor. All right, I get it. We all can't be perfect. I get that.
Why do all of our train friends have to like schools that like are like rivals to Michigan State? Marchant's like Notre Dame. Who likes Michigan?
We all have our flaws, George. Like my flaws, my pockets aren't big enough to handle all the money that I want to put in them.
Oh, yeah.
That might be my only flaw, though. My pockets, they don't make pockets big enough to handle all the money that I want. That my beard's. But hey, you know, we all have our flaws. Real quick, CSXT 244 is getting answered. He says he saw 2 heritage units last month. Which ones did you see, buddy?
But yeah, so
Oh, and all right, so we did it. We had a great time out there at York. George just went through his York stuff, meeting people and everything like that. But before we went to York, we spent the Wednesday before York. George went on a college visit. Went out there, saw. Ready, George? Ready? Franklin
and Marshall.
Right, Franklin and Marshall College out there in Lancaster. So if George went out there, he would always have easy access to York, home of the diplomats.
I'd be broke on top of broke.
Yes. So we went to see that. That was a great time. Nice university, beautiful campus. I would be honored if my son went there. That said, it would be scary because 1 would be way too far away from me. I'd miss him. And 2, he would be too close to York, so he'd be broke all the time. So that, and then after that, we had the opportunity to go out to the Strasburg Railroad, right, George? It's the first time George has ridden on the Strasburg. Now, let's talk about that.
It was really cool.
Can I tell you about my highlights?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
My highlight was this. So those of you who have never been to Strasburg, it's in Lancaster County. One of the things that Lancaster County is known for is the Pennsylvania Amish community that's out there.
Oh, there's another story too. I got
Right. So it's known for the Amish community that's out there. And so let's get back to the Strasburg Railroad. The Strasburg Railroad runs from Strasburg to Paradise and runs back to Strasburg. So when we were on the train, we rode to Paradise. And as we got to Paradise, we looked over and there were some Amish people that were working on the land there in Paradise, their farm and everything like that. I turned to George for a second. I was like, George, I just want you to know that you're seeing Amish in Paradise.
No. We played the song before that.
All right, so talk about the song.
So, shoot, I forget the name of it. Or forget.
Weird Al Yankovic.
Weird Al Yankovic. He makes a song called "Amish in Paradise," and
it's a parody of Gangsters in Paradise.
And so the whole time while we were there, I was singing.
I've been living most of my life living in an Amish paradise.
Serve butter once or twice. Now I could not stop laughing.
That's what George is giving that song away for free. Don't even give anybody. I've been living most of my life living in an Amish paradise.
Serve butter once or twice living in an Amish paradise. Sure, there's this one part about his chores, and if he gets them done, he's gonna party like it's 1865. But yeah, so we saw that, and the cool part is too. So over summer, I got a job to help pay for York, right? And so at my job, I make tomato cages. There's a machine there, and I weld the tomato cages together at work. So basically, I totally forgot about this when we went down there. But my first day on the job, I was talking to my boss.
There's no cops and traffic lights limited, and I'm in paradise.
So I was talking to my boss, right? And he was just kind of telling me on like where they kind of supply our tomato cages, where we ship them to. And he says that most of our product goes to the Amish communities in Pennsylvania. And when we were on the train, this is the coolest thing. We went by a Amish farm where they had cattle, stuff like that, and there was a garden there. Lo and behold, in that garden were tomato cages that the company I work for makes at work. And I was like, oh, shoot! Yeah, so there you go. That was something. That was kind of a small world. It was like, thank you. Because if you didn't buy those, I wouldn't be going to York.
Right. So it was cool. We went to Strasburg. We went to the Pennsylvania Railroad Museum. It was awesome to see all of the trains there. And then we went down the past the Pennsylvania Railroad Museum because we made a wrong turn. And then my eyes bulged out of my head when we were there. Because what did we see, George?
The J.
Oh my God, we saw 611. I thought I was gonna pee my pants. I bet you thought I was gonna pee my pants too, George.
You were foaming.
I was screaming. I was just like screaming.
I'm telling about the thing too. You called.
Oh yeah. Because the day before I called Strasburg and I was asking them if because I thought that 611 was. I knew 611 was it, but I thought it was gonna be in a barn or something because they're storing it over the winter. So I called up Strasburg and I said, hey, we would really like to see 611. We were wondering if it's in storage. If it's in storage, is there any way we can get a tour, one of the back shop tours, blah, blah, blah. And the lady I talked to, she just didn't know what the heck was going on. She's like, 611 isn't there anymore. Like, really? I think it is. Nope, 611's gone. Oh, okay. All right. So I thought it was gone. So then when we rolled down and we saw it, oh my God. I started screaming. Like I saw, like a little girl that saw, what's that, Fever Fever or something like that.
Justin Bieber.
I had J Fever. J Diphtheria, I don't know what you want to call it. But I went nice. I went crazy, man. I went crazy. I am a 611 foamer. Yep. I love big steam engines. Like you know, man. I love that Royal Hudson. That Royal Hudson is what did it. That was the first, and that will always be my favorite, I think.
You're welcome.
Yep. So we didn't make it to the Choo Choo Barn radar, did we? We had so much stuff that was packed in that we had to go. But we drove to Strasburg. We rode down 475. One of my favorite things on the Strasburg Railroad was when they took us out and they stopped with the hills on either side. Talk about that a little bit, George.
So they kind of, with the they stopped us, and the cool part about it is Pennsylvania. It's not more hilly than Illinois.
Right.
And so they blew that whistle. Waited 5 seconds, and all of a sudden you hear a whistle.
It was
blow
an echo.
back.
It was so cool.
Oh my God, yeah.
They told a story about it, about there being an abandoned steam engine that answers all the whistles. It was a great story, but it was so neat to hear that where they would whistle, and about 3 seconds later, the echo would come back with the exact same whistle off the hills there. But it was really, really neat. So, thank everybody just coming through the door. Thank you for coming. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Kick back, relax. We're just talking trains. Enjoying Fast Friday. We got some new trains out here. We're talking about our recent trip out to York and what we've got going on the last couple of weeks. You reminder, I'm going to forget to say this. We've got a GFW Trains video premiere tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central about the TCA, the Train Collectors Association Midwest Division's modular layout that we recently set up at One Line Church. I think this is a cool one. I wish I had put it out there last week. I didn't get it done in time. I was having some formatting errors. But it's got some neat video where we did some indoor drone footage, which was really neat. Some indoor drone footage. And those of you that are in the Chicagoland area, if you get inspired by this, the same group, the modular group, is going to be out at the Roselle Library next weekend. And I would like to invite everybody out there from the Chicagoland area that wants to join us and check us out and say, hey, we'll be at the Roselle Library Saturday and Sunday. So,
Lehigh Valley, 908. There you go.
All right. Yeah, the ghost whistle. That's exactly it. Hey, we've got Al's AJM Trains, and we got the chance to meet to say hi to him and connect some circles out there at York. Thank you so much for coming to the stream, hanging out with us there at York. It was so nice to meet you. I was glad. And again, everybody, please, man, support everybody that's here. Support each other in the hobby. It's really, really important that we maintain our friendships and just enjoy the hobby and enjoy it with each other. And I'm blessed that I had the opportunity had the opportunity to be a part and complete some circles with meeting these people out there at York. So, hey, we're up to 60 likes. Thank you so much for that. Keep smashing that like button, everybody. I certainly appreciate that. If you're rolling through the door, Radisson in Rome. Welcome to the stream. Retired in 2009, Goss. Welcome to the stream. Smash that like button. I'm glad that you're here. CP, welcome to the stream. Love the trains. Love that you're here. Love your PFP there. So Tiny Drown's Train TV, T-Force, a big day tomorrow. You got me, though. Great live stream, George and Wally. Appreciate your votes. Good night. Everybody can go out. Hey, glad to have you here. If you haven't checked out Tiny Drown Trains TV, it's one of my picks to click. I love his YouTube channel. He's building a layout over there. He's also got some neat videos about themes of its layout, the railroads on the layout. It's a YouTube channel that I really enjoy. So if you haven't already, please check out Tiny Town Trains TV. He's got a really fun channel. So CSX GT GET 44 AC. I'm sorry, I must have missed your post. So repost that one if you would too. So we were talking about this yesterday, right? Risden and Rome Railroad, about how big our layout is. And I don't remember right off the top of my head what the dimensions were because George was asking me about that. But it's interesting the way that we have it because we're inside the layout and the layout wraps around the room. And we've got two drawbridges that go up and down for that. But I don't remember, and I should know those dimensions. In fact, I'll go find those in just a second. Just those in one portfolio. So, yeah, exactly, Zach. But smash that like button if you're not a subscriber. Please subscribe to the trend. We appreciate that. James is here, and James has been over here running trains at our layout when we had an open house here. And yeah, James is official measurement on that is big. So getting back, and not to get off task too much. So we saw the Strasbourg Railroad, saw the PRR Museum, saw 611, and boy, 611 was such a beautiful engine. There are two things that struck me about the 611. One was it was so beautiful, the streamlined engine, the streamlined the streamlined look of the locomotive. It just looked fast. It just looked fast.
They even had teeny drivers.
Right, that was the other thing. That was one the other thing that amazed me. Like the engine looked fast, but it had little, like comparative to the
it's
engine,
like a big bodybuilder with small fingers.
and small legs.
Yeah.
Like skinny legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was
Like a big chest with small arms.
Right. Welcome, Coverdale Mine, O-Scale Monterero. Welcome to the stream. Smash that like button if you would and you enjoy the stream. I'm glad to have you with us this evening. Yeah, so that was the thing that surprised me. And they honestly weren't, if you're doing the George game, drink, George is yawning. Yeah. So that was what surprised me. And the drivers weren't too terribly small comparatively. But they were a lot smaller than some of those engines that are in that same class, like the
Daylight.
Santa Fe Northern or the Daylights that we have seen. Man, comparatively, those drivers look so small, but they're very modern comparatively too, because they all had bearings on it. And yeah, that 611 was interesting in that way. That's for sure. So CP is wondering if you've been to Trainland in Long Island, New York. You haven't, but we've bought a lot of trains from them. So one day we're gonna have to make it out there. Yeah, Al, I agree. 611 was an engine. That was an engine that was just one knock on this. And I'm so lucky that we got a chance to see it. I'm glad that we got to see it. Now the only thing though is it's fueled my fire to buy a 611 model. Like all of these trains that I've got to see. I gotta get a Royal Hodgson, James. You got me on that one. I love your Royal Hodgson when you brought it over here. But a 611, it's 765. I've got the 765. We got a chance to ride 765. Saw the big boy, 4014. So all of these ones, it's like, oh man, as soon as I see them, it's like, I need to get one of those. I need to get one of those. Hey, welcome to the stream rails of the BNSF and MDN. So we saw that. And then getting back to that trip and getting that, what we were doing after we saw the Strasbourg Railroad, and that was a fun railroad where they've got a beautiful collection of cars. Don't you think all of the coaches were really nice, George? and we rolled behind 475, which was a nice Norfolk and Western engine.
Oh my gosh! The other thing too, it's like a 20-car train.
Right?
It's so
It was
long.
filled.
Like normally I'm normally going to like IRM where it's like a 2-3 car train being pulled by 1630. No big deal. And I thought that was like, a lot for that kind of engine. But no, we saw 475 roll down the track. We're like, oh, we see it. 1 car, 2 car, 3 car, 4
Oh
car.
my gosh, it just
I was
kept
like, dang,
coming.
this is kind of a long train. There's like 20 cars, man. I was like, holy crap. And yeah, holy moly. Yeah, that was cool.
So hey, welcome to the stream, Robert. Seriously, and I always miss that. I apologize about that. Saying that it was built with passenger cars over the Blue Ridge Mountains, so it needed tractive effort. And that it do. We're yawning there. Everybody drink up. Enjoy your iced tea, boys and girls. Enjoy your iced tea. So Coverdale Mine, O-Scale, and Model Railroad says, yeah, we enjoy our K-Juice. We've got Godzilla over there, which is one of our specialties. And then behind George's head, when he moves over, there's Godzilla. And you might have missed this one. But back on the other side of George's head over here, we got Mothra that's flying through here, too. But, yeah, we love our monsters on the layout. In fact, if you ever see Wally, my YouTube channel, and it's nothing. I just use that to post sometimes. But my PFP on my YouTube channel is Godzilla with a bunch of train cars in his mouth. So my family built a layout in my my father's basement. And one of the things that's the marquee thing that everybody talks about on my father's layout is the fact that he's got a big Godzilla that's chopping on cars and smashing some train cars off in the corner of his train layout. So, yeah. So, DB Tech, real quick, CP's got a big Frankenstein on his layout. That's cool. So, DB Tech, real quick, wants to know if you know what you're going to go to college for, George. Any idea yet? Grandpa says he's going to learn how to spend more money on trains.
Yeah.
So, all right, same trip. I don't want to get off here. So we saw Strasburg, and then we went over because we were meeting up with Stu Ankin, who's the president of the Train Collectors Association, because we want to invite George over. He's been somebody that's been real supportive of George and the hobby since George was a little guy. And again, this is, as a parent, one of the things where I just absolutely love the hobby. People are out there. People want to foster a love for the hobby, and they certainly fostered that with my son. He just loves trains, and Stu is one of those guys that have done that among many of the others. Bill, my grandfather, but Stu has. And anyway, Stu invited George to the Train Collectors Association Museum out there in Strasburg, which is right down the road from the Strasburg Railroad, where George got a chance to tour the museum with him. So tell us a little bit about the museum, George.
Holy moly, was it cool, man. We saw a bunch of post-war pieces, one-of-a-kind Lionel archive prototypes. We saw like prototype for like a big boy.
The museum, right?
Yeah.
The museum is just filled with trains from every year, from the very first train that Lionel made. Right. All right, go ahead, George.
From the first Lionel train ever made, from one-of-a-kind pieces made by collectors, a bunch of standard gauge stuff. There's a state set, 700E with the original box.
Oh my gosh, their collection is mind-blowing, and it's neat, and it's really, for those of you who are in the Train Collectors Association, it's really something to be proud of. And for those of you that aren't part of the Train Collectors Association, it's a neat thing that that if you join the Train Collectors Association, you get it for free, but you can also take great pride in that's something that they're doing as an outreach that anybody that comes through the area and just promote the hobby. So go ahead, George. Such neat stuff, and got a chance to go through with the president of the PCA and the vice president of the PCA.
Yeah, it's really cool. We had a lot of fun, and yeah, he had to show me the back room, which is really cool. I mean, and it was funny too. The back room was cool. Don't get me wrong. And everybody's always talking about the archives and stuff like that, but like, it was kind of just like, I mean, the stuff on the shelves was the coolest part.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, I guess a lot of the stuff in the back room was stuff that they run on their layouts. To show me the repair shop, everything there, kind of stuff like that. But like, it was, I mean, the stuff on the display was the coolest stuff there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, that was really cool. And did they show, or did the show have just O or all gauges? It was mostly O, but there was a lot of other gauges. Like I bought an N scale piece. There's some HO stuff. I mean, there's a lot. But yeah. Um, and yeah, so
It was a good time. Yeah, I think that Stu and Kevin are amazing ambassadors of the hobby, and I thank them for taking George and really just having fun with it. It was a great experience. So we talked about a little bit before York. We talked a little bit about you. We talked a lot about York. And so we had the league on Friday, about the middle of the day. We hustled that fucking ball, right? Georgia's baseball team made it to the week before. They made it to the championship game of the league that he was in. So we hustled home so George could get in for his baseball game. And we got there. It was a great baseball game. Unfortunately, the team lost. It was a tough loss. But George played well. The team played well. Congratulations to the Yorkville Foxes Fall League team. Brought to you by Rosati's Pizza. And number 4 was not brought to you by anybody.
I'm not sponsored.
Unsponsored. Maybe one day I'd get Rosati's Pizza. But the next day on Sunday, they had the 26th annual Midwest Division banquet. So, George, you're going to have to talk about the banquet a little bit.
So the banquet is something that it's kind of a fundraiser. The TCA, our division of the TCA does every year. And they've been doing it for about 25 years now. 26 years. Yeah. And so every year there'll be a formal event where they have an auction. You can buy train memorabilia.
Well, people come together for dinner, for lunch.
Yeah, it's called training. And yeah, so it's really cool. You have to dress up fancy.
Open bar.
Yeah. Got stock up on those kitty cocktails. Yeah, so that was
So yeah, it's a really cool event. Everybody from the division is welcome to come. You pay the fee, you get it lunch, you get it's an open bar, lots of commiseration. We have Johnny Farron and the Johnny Farron trio there that always puts on some good music, and with there's some dancing that goes on with that. So we have a good time there. And we have a silent auction, and one of the biggest things that we do is that we have an actual auction. I'm always the auctioneer for that. And one of my favorite things to do is during the auction, doing the auction, I usually get sauced by the end of the auction. This year I didn't get a chance to do that, though. I had to travel the next day, so I was completely sober for the whole auction.
You think since I'm able to drive home now that I would maybe take that opportunity, but yeah, but
so anyway, we had a great time, and there's a lot of things going on. Midwest Division here in the Chicago area here, or any area, you got to look for the Train Collectors Association, whatever division is in your local geographic area, find them. Ours is the Midwest Division here in Chicago. And so one of the things that we always do, which is kind of the highlight, we have this auction, but every table has a prize on the table for somebody that's there at the table. And one lucky person at every banquet gets to go with a table card. And the table card is usually something that's a train car that's painted up special for the banquet. And right over here, George, why don't you grab that real quick so you can show everybody, is the table card from this last you got it! Boom!
It's gonna fall.
Yes, yes. So there it is. That's cool, man. A good friend of ours, Ron Miller, made those for the Midwest Division, and I love that car. I love the colors.
Pretty solid car.
It is, and it'll go. Not only is it solid, it'll go along real well with the other Midwest Division maxi stack cars that we've got too. Go right along well with the set.
So yeah. That was what
There's
we got.
only 12 of these cars made, and only one with a reverse color. I tell you what, I'm lucky actually because I'm the auctioneer. I don't bid on. I can't bid on any of those because the reverse color ones usually go for a lot of money, and if I had my chance, I would probably bid on or purchase most of those reverse color ones. For the longest time, I bid on it every year because I wanted one. And I've been to all 26 of the banquets, and I never ever won the reverse color car. I can't remember what the reverse color car I won, but I finally won the reverse color
2015.
2015, I won the reverse color car. It was the first one that I won. And George actually got it for me. And was bidding because I was giving it the lead. Like, George, I really want this one. I really want this one. So he got that one. And I think that was a caboose, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it was a grain car.
Yeah. So you're right, James. Those are the same stack cars that we've put in a different paint job here. But the same stack cars that the Midwest Division of the Train Collectors Association is selling. If you're interested, they're really, really beautiful cars are made by Menards. Check out the Train Collectors website. There's not only a link to the Midwest Division of the website. There's a link to the national PCA website down below. So check out the PCA. We love the Train Collectors Association. We're big fans here. If you're not part of the Train Collectors Association, I would definitely recommend joining a train club that's by you. There are a lot of good ones out there. We happen to like the Train Collectors Association. We've been involved with the Train Collectors Association. Specifically, we've been involved with the Midwest Division of the Train Collectors Association. That's just great to get together and yeah. George is just rolling in. So we had a good time with that. Neat car. I got all of the cars that they've made. Oh, yeah, here's the reverse car that I want.
So, in my opinion, I think the regular ones are cooler because I got one. I won the table prize that year. But we have two of these. Do we have two or three of these? Two?
We have got two. Yeah, I don't think we have three.
Yeah, I know. I saw two. I saw two over in the back. But we, this is my favorite table car of all time. This one right here. I love it. It's really cool looking. And so basically, the reverse colored ones are always.
This is my favorite part about this one. You might not be able to see it on here out of the box, but it's got graffiti on there. And the graffiti says MWD rules, ride the rails.
So then here's the
reverse color thing. I don't remember. I think I told you to buy this one. I don't remember what the.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened. I think I was bidding on it, and Grandpa was yelling at me. Well, I kept bidding on it. Or like Grandpa, I don't know. It was the first time I ever bid on anything. Last time I bid on something there, I got in trouble because I don't know. I bid on it, and I wasn't supposed to. So yeah, it was like an expensive thing too. Yeah. Yeah.
Second, guys. Gotta make sure that my mic's working. Thanks for the heads up on the mic. But yeah, we like those. I enjoy the collecting the table cars. I've got all of them except for the very first one, which really wasn't one. It was one that was made on the second banquet that was labeled for the first banquet. I don't have that one. Hopefully that sounds a little bit better. little bit better there. And so they have the Midwest Division of the Train Collectors Association does a lot of stuff. And one of the things that we do is we have a modular layout. And the modular layout is a bunch of modelers that have individual pieces of a big layout. And if you're interested in what that is like, our last live stream showed us putting together that layout. And then tomorrow we're premiering at 9 a.m. Video of our last layout that we put together at One Line Church. In the Chicagoland area, we're going to be out at the Roselle Library on Saturday, and we're going to be out there on Saturday and on Sunday, where we're going to be doing the layout. We'd love to have you. Love to meet and greet out there. I sound just befuddled, and yeah. So anyway, we'll be out there. I would encourage anybody who's in the Chicagoland area to come, please meet, be out there. We'd love to have you join you. If you've got a train, bring a train. And if there's an opportunity, I'm not saying that there will be an opportunity. If there's an opportunity to run the train, we'd definitely love to have you get out there and run trains. I'll be there. I think Bill Cook's going to be there. It's at the Roselle Library on Saturday and Sunday. I forget what the hours are. But I think if you just Google Roselle Library, they'll have the hours up there. Perhaps Bill can post up. No, it's not this Saturday. It's not tomorrow. It's next Saturday. And Bill, if you could do me a favor, you can post up the hours. I'll announce what the hours are there for the people. And again, how's my mic sound? So yep, November 6th, 7th. And one of the things that I would ask is if you wanted to operate trains, we're going to be doing a setup on Friday, and it might be a good idea. You always ingratiate yourself a little bit with the people that are doing the layout if you're there and you're participating in the setup. So, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if you want to run trains, you got to set up the layout.
Work up, tear down.
Yes, but preferably set up. That one's always the hard one.
Yeah, all right, good. Nice. 5 by 5. It'll be great, James. I'd enjoy seeing you there if you come out. That'd be fun. I'd like that. And again, anybody else that's out there, please. All right. Please come out to the Roselle Library, and we'll be out there. Check out our video tomorrow. It's same layout, or it's only part of our same layout. I think there was only 24 modules that we had out at the One Line Church last two weeks ago.
I think that Roselle one's smaller than that.
The Roselle one will be a bit smaller. That'd be fine. But we've got the ability to make up to 69 modules. I think is what we have total. And it's really neat. George, why don't you talk a little bit about what the modules are?
So I don't remember the dimensions of them, but the modular group was started by Rocket Man Bill and Papa, and basically what you guys did is you guys used the NMRA specifications for the commercial modular layout, and you guys sold the kit for what, $500 a module? $300?
$100. $200.
Anyway, they were cheap, and put them together to make a layout. And basically, what it is a lot of the guys in that group actually don't have layouts, or they have like smaller layouts that don't operate the trains that they run or they have. For example, Charlie, he has two really, really cool modules. He has a layout, but they don't operate as nice F units and his other third rail products. And so he operates them on the modular layout. And so that's kind of why it was started, for people who do not have layouts that want to still run trains with their, and it's a good social event.
Right. And then the other cool part about it is that they've made this specification where you can take these modules, and if you went to a different part of the country, and there were clubs that had modules like this, they're all
intercompatible. In fact, the shirt I'm wearing right now, they're a 4-H group in Somerset County, New Jersey. They have a modular layout that's exactly like ours, same specifications and everything. But yeah, so I mean that's kind of what it is, and you basically bring the modules to the show, you set it up, there you go. Yeah.
So yeah, we have a good time with that. And again, if you are kind of having trouble visualizing what we're talking about, I'd tell you do two things. One, check out our live stream that we had the last live stream, and it's a really rough live stream, so sorry about that. But it was a live stream where we talked about putting this together, and we may do that again next Friday. I think that ended up being kind of a neat live stream when we put it together. It was kind of rough, but I think this time I've kind of got an idea how to do that, and we can do the live stream when we put it together. And then tomorrow, 9 a.m., we're going to premiere the newest GFW training video, which is going to be a video about the modular layout at the One Line Church. The cool thing about this next video is we've got two special parts of the video where we've got neat footage. One part of the footage is we've got some footage from a track cam. The other one was is that we had a guy come in with a drone inside the building. And we got some neat drone footage from that as well. So, nice. So, yep, James, you're right. So it's Saturday part 2 coming. Exactly.
So, yeah. So,
Good times, right?
yeah.
So, George, now that we're done with York and we're done with doing everything, give me your rundown of what you think about the state of the hobby, the state of your collection. Just talk to me about that a little bit.
Well, right now, you can never have enough trains.
I'm worried about where we're going to put it. Like on the other side, you guys can't see this, but on the other side of the camera, we've just got piles of boxes. We don't even have a place to put all this stuff. That said, I'm watching these trains run around the track. And I'm like, man, these are some sweet trains. Take a drink, or John's. Drink up.
Woo! But yeah, so
James, what size shirt do you wear? Let me know. What hours of the Roselle show? Saturday from 10 to 4 and Sunday from 1 to 4. All right. Cool. Sunday, my daughter's running a half marathon, so that'll work out well. Although you won't, Jordan will be waiting there at the door, I'm sure, whether he comes with Dad or not. He went on last Saturday without Dad. Grandpa and I went to Northern Illinois football game.
what are the hours for setup? Like, when did setup start? Yeah.
So, all right. So getting back to what we're talking about, George.
Shoot.
So trains, state of the what? Talk to me about your thoughts.
Well, I scratched that itch.
Yeah, the York itch.
Yes.
Scratch the York itch. So what's your thoughts about that? Remember how I was warning you all these times about York and about going there and what it was going to be like? What met your expectations? What exceeded your expectations? And what didn't exceed your expectations?
I think that what exceeded my expectations would be, I think, just the coolness of the show. You know what I mean? It was a very cool atmosphere, yeah. The only bad part about the show was that I wasn't able to go to a layout right after and run my trains. Like come home.
Oh, right.
Like I wanted to so bad, and yeah, I think that was the disappointing part of the show. Is I wasn't able to just take my trains home and run them right away. I had to wait. Yeah, so that was really cool. I think what exceeded my expectation was the deals.
The deals, were they better than you thought?
I think they were just about where I thought they would be. Yeah, I think that was really cool because I mean the second biggest train show is in our area. I forget the name of it, but we call it DuPage because
It's the largest monthly train show in DuPage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the largest monthly train show. I think that the Train Collectors Association, after York, I think the Train Collectors Association Rocky Mountain Division in Denver has the second biggest train show, if I'm not mistaken. And that's not taking into consideration all of the national conventions that the different groups have that sometimes are high big and sometimes, oh, Cal Stewart. That's another huge show out in California. It's called the Cal Stewart
Have you
Show.
been?
I've never been to Cal Stewart. I've always wanted to go to Cal Stewart. Some really good friends from the North Cal division of the TCA that operate and run Cal Stewart. But that's another one. I want to say that it's the Midwest, or it's the Train Collectors Association, Cal, North Cal division, Northern California, and I want to say it's I want to say it's TTOS is the other organization, and they both are together, and they run a big show on the West Coast.
And have you been to the Rocky Mountain one? The one by the Rocky Mountain?
I haven't been to either one of those outside. Oh, and Bill's saying too, the other thing that's going to be really cool right around the corner is that there's going to be a Flying Township All-American Train Show on March 26th. It's a one-day show, so that's another one. Put on your calendar for the modular because that's going to be a good time for everybody there as well. So, Rob 412, you're going to have to tell me what tasty cakes are. I'm unfamiliar. You know what tasty cakes are, George? No?
Must be an Eastern thing.
Yeah. Rails of the BNSF and MDN is asking if we've ever been to Western Springs. We've been to Western Springs. We've never rail fanned at Western Springs. Yep. Oh, check it out. Mile High Rail saying that the Rocky Mountain Train show is in 4 weeks. That's what I'm talking about. And if you like that train show, Mile High Rail, I've heard only good things about that train show. Oh, yeah, that's right. Cal Stewart, there's 2 of them in a year. One of them is part of Southern California near LA, and the other one's Northern California near San Francisco.
Interesting.
So Alaska Free Railroad saying, this one's a good question. It says, the question is, was the RV big enough after all of the purchases in great stores to bring them all home, or are you going to need a bigger RV next time?
I think it was busting at the seams.
It was busting at the seams, that's for sure. That's for sure. We got some neat stuff. Grandpa got some neat stuff, and there was some more. I almost even felt like there were some things that were left on the table there. There was one piece. We didn't buy any locomotives, and George was looking at a Y3A or what? No, was it
Y6B?
A Y6B right before you left. And I was thinking, oh, that might have been a neat one to try and swing a deal on. Okay, cool. Local cakes popular around Philly. Right. And that was a neat one. And like I said, that 64 250 box car was one that I was thinking to myself, oh man, I left that on the table. I was even thinking about trying to reach out to somebody who was still there to go back and offer the guy money for me, but I didn't. I knew that they had money that they needed to spend and wanted to spend and everything like that, so I didn't follow up on that one with those guys. How about you, George?
The Y6B, that one, and then the 9000 class. That one.
What's the 9000?
410-2.
Oh, right, that was the one that the third rail one.
Yeah.
I'm still saying that you were fine with that because that one would have cost another $300 to $400.
I could have sold it for more though. Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah. So there's stuff that's the best part about it, and then that's what drives you to go back and go and try it again. Got to have a pile of money though, don't you, George? Was I right on that one? Let me ask you this, George. Was I right on everything that I told you about York?
Yeah.
I haven't told you which hall to go in, and it was the right call, wasn't it?
Yeah. I was all set to go in the orange hall, and then we were in the orange hall. And I was like,
So talk about the different halls, George.
So basically, it's kind of split up where the non-members of the TCA, they get to go on the dealer halls, which are the blue or the
Orange hall, purple hall.
Orange and purple hall. And so basically, because they have to pay sales tax and stuff like that, I don't know.
Well, they want to make it a part of the show a privilege for people who are part of the Midwest or out of keep saying the Midwest. They want to make
TCA.
part of the show a privilege for people who are members of the DCA.
So there's a point.
So there's parts of the hall where members sell to other members, and then there are other parts of the show where members sell to other members, and then there are parts of the show where there are dealers that are selling to people that's open to the public.
So yeah. So the dealer halls, in my opinion, weren't really that exciting. I went in there and I didn't want to pay $600 for a SD70. You know what I mean? I'd have rather paid $600 for a Steamer, which were the kind of deals you would have found in the Blue Hall. So the Blue Hall operated more of like a train show, where there were kind of people who buy and sell trams on the side. You know, they have good deals, and stuff like that. And so yeah, so that was really cool. Foxes won.
What's that?
Foxes won.
Yeah, I guess
The
so.
football game?
I guess so. I don't know who that is actually. Who put that up there? It must be
No
Mom.
way! Oh, let's go. Our football team made it to the playoffs this year, and I guess they won the first round of the playoffs against a really good team,
Right.
which is a huge upset because they killed us in the beginning of the year when we played them. So go Nate Krause, who is quarterback.
Go Foxes! Brought to you by Rossetti's.
Well, they're not brought to you. They're brought to you by the city of York.
It's me, Mom. Mom that hijacked the.
Yeah.
It's on her phone. In fact, the GFW Trains is linked through her Google account, believe it or not. Because George started GFW Trains when he was about, 7 years old?
9, I think.
9 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, so.
Good times this last couple of weeks. And I think that it's been really cool for me. We've been doing this now for closing in on, 2 years, right?
Yeah.
We did the 2,000 subscriber special. It's going to be a year since we did the 2,000 subscriber special. Kind of had to back off a little bit the last year or not necessarily the last year, but back off a little bit from our schedule of putting out videos. But we've been here doing these live streams, and thank you everybody for joining us and being a part of this. Like I said, it's really humbling, and I know that we're not the biggest and best, but part of this is just being out there and being among friends, and that's what I like. And I like spending time with my dad. I like spending time with my son. And that's a real special thing for me. I like spending time with all of you guys. Thank you for giving me your most precious gift. Thank you for giving me your most precious gift, and that's your time. So yeah. What the first you say you're welcome?
You're welcome.
There you go. Or say something like this back to me, like, "I love you, Dad." Give me a big hug. No, it's just, I love you, man. I love you. No, wearing your shirt. This is my Father's Day gift here. For those of you legends.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
This is my Father's Day gift right here. Right. Yep, Isaiah, you missed everything. But I'm glad that you're back. I'm glad that you're back. So, yeah, Bill, that was another question. I forgot about that. Bill got a freedom train while we were out there.
K-Line Freedom Train. Everything except for one car. Which is kind of a bummer, but...
That's what the search is for, the one car.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The search is on. The search is on.
Yeah, so he was looking for that one, too, so...
George, my high rails has got a good deal on a Premier Cab Ford at the Rocky Mountain Trade Show a couple years ago. Good stuff. That happens to be one of George's favorite.
Yeah. Yes. I love that. I love me my cab forwards.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. We saw a bunch of Williams cab forwards there at York. But did we see it? We saw one
third rail one.
We saw that third rail one. That's right. Trains had that one, right?
And a couple of Proto 1 cab forwards. But yeah.
Right. Hey, Sean's Trains. Welcome to the stream. Old rainy football game with the band. Hey, what do you play in the band? we were just taking a victory lap because Georgia's high school football team just won their first playoff game.
Yeah.
So Jack Hutchins says, which one car are you missing? Is it in addition to the 13-car set? Yeah, Bill fill him in on that. I'm not sure which one of the one is, that he's missing. And Bill got the line up 41. Sweet answer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh man, that is a sweet engine.
Yeah, so the 9-car local from the Freedom Train. So, yeah, fill us in on that one. So, all right, George. So your highlights of York was just that it was just so massive and big and right.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like really cool. Like, I got to see a bunch of cool people. Like, I mean, it was weird because, like, I don't know. A lot of times when we go to train shows, it's like, this is the first time I've actually seen you like hunting for stuff. You know what I mean?
Me?
Like, when we go to train shows, you're always talking. Like, when you do cage, you're always talking. Or like here,
I got it in me though. Do I not have it in me when I want to get it on, man? I can get it on.
Oh yeah. I mean, but yeah, it was crazy. It was like flip the switch. But yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I go to those places, it's like I feel like I've seen all of that stuff. At York, like I bring a pile of money. I'm gonna go find some things that I like. I'm gonna spend my money.
Yeah.
That's how it works. So George, Isaiah's wondering if that's a 00 Hudson that he sees.
It's one of my pride and joys. That's what I'm on for York purchases too.
I love your shirt, Randall. Uncle and niece, the perfect chaos team.
But yeah, I was super excited about that because we have the 700E and it looks exactly like the 700E. The only thing, it's missing a screw right here, which I gotta find or something like that. It's not really that right here. I just realized it's just to hold the load in. Nothing real big, but yeah. So here's the tender. It came with a box too. So
Boxed.
yeah, pretty excited. All right. So yeah. Oh man. Sounds like it's enough fun for you guys making another bucket list item for on the chart. Oh yeah. Cannot wait to go back one of these days. But
We
yeah.
had to rent the storage unit to put all our trains and stuff here, buy some full-scale haulers, huh, George?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so it is cool. It is a neat 00 piece. Hey, if you're just rolling through the door, our numbers seem to be crawling right back up. Please smash that like button. Thank you for joining the stream. We really, really appreciate you having here and giving us some time and everything. Welcome to GFW Trains, Fast Friday, and the GFW Trains Worldwide Studios down here in the Yorkville and Eastern Shore Railroad that the trains are operating on right now. This is George. I'm Wally. Smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed to GFW Trains, please subscribe and hit that bell button. Am I saying all of those like YouTube things that you're supposed to say, George?
Yeah.
George hated to say when George first made YouTube videos. Like, I'm not saying that stuff. If people want to be part of my, if people want to subscribe to my channel and watch my videos, they'll do it on their own. They don't need to because I say so, right?
Yeah. I know. I just kind of felt weird asking people to subscribe. I don't know. Yeah.
I agree, James. I love those music video ones. Those are my favorite too. But oddly enough, they don't seem to perform really well. You know, I spent a lot of time putting those videos together, and they just don't seem to get the watch performance that some of the other videos do. So I'll probably have to do some. I think I've talked to Anita into doing another video with me, and doing something. I'm not sure what she's going to do a review on, but I think that she's going to do a review video with me. So I'm looking forward to doing another video with the Santa Fe Queen, and Anita, on here. I know we should have sung happy birthday to Stu. I didn't know it was his birthday.
Darn it. But yeah, so
George, that overheat a little bit, or how can we stop that when
it got really hot. So
I have to lube that one up. I don't think we lubed any of these trains up before.
yeah, no, this one's getting there too. Oh yeah,
Get some lubrication on that.
a little low dry. But yeah, it's one of my babies.
So my how else is like to go to York someday, making sure that I went to his Big E in Springfield. Hey, that's another one. I forgot all about the Big E. And Bill's always talked about that one. I don't know if that one may be the second biggest one, but I don't know if that's a swap meet or if that's a train show like Train Fest, because I forgot about Train Fest being a big show. But I'm talking like swap meet type of thing. Yep. So DB Tech is asking if that UP is new, George.
Yeah, it's my newest or one of my newest collections or part of the collection. Ah man, it looks so good on camera. I like this. Get to show off my train. Life is good.
Life is good. Rails will be in us up in NDN, says his birthday was last year. Well, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear.
Rails again.
Happy birthday to you. Right on. So yeah, Bill always talks about that Big E train show out there, and saying that was his favorite before he became a TCA member.
There you go.
The Big E has both. It's both stuff for sale and modular layouts. It's in Springfield, Massachusetts. Sounds very much like Train Fest. And now, Bill, is it like Train Fest? Same flavor as Train Fest? For those of you who don't know, George can tell you a little bit about what Train Fest is.
It's the best train show ever, other than York.
So it's a train show as opposed to swap.
Yeah, so we set up a modular layout. So we set up the biggest modular layout each year, and it is personally like going to Disney World for me. I mean, that's all. It's just, yeah, it was it's like going to Disney World, and I loved it.
Loves it.
And,
He loves
show off
it.
my trains. People get to watch me run my trains. And it's just like heaven. If that was like every day, holy moly, I'd be like the most active like train runner there. Yeah.
Right on. Well, hey, it's CP's birthday this week. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear CP. Happy birthday to you. George didn't sing on that one. Sparky 107, 107's in the house. No, I gotta tell you, George. You know what? So you've got your favorite YouTubers that are out there, like the people that you watch, and I like a lot of those same guys, but there's some guys that I like because I like the whole live stream thing, and I like talking to people. I like a dialogue and everything like that. I gotta tell you, Sparky 107, who are like guys that gave you specs are kind of the guys that gave you the ideas and gave you the inspiration. Sparky 107 is one of the guys that kind of gave me inspiration on these live streams and everything like that. He got a great channel, and I like when I see him pop up, it's just one of those things where it's like, hey man, Sparky's here, Sparky my guy, right on.
Sparky shows up, the party has started.
So yeah, George says the party can start. But Sparky, you're not only right in time for our the live stream, you're also early. We've been rocking and rolling, talking about the York Train Show in York, Pennsylvania for the Train Collectors Association. Great show. I know it's not necessarily an 8.0 show like the scale that you modeling, but it's an 8.0 scale show. Got lots of neat stuff out there. We had our tailgate out there. We've been talking about doing that tailgate for a long, long time. And we had a great time at that tailgate. That only inspires me even more. Next year, we're going to have a tailgate. We've been talking. This is one of the very first things that we talked about. One of the first things that we had made contact with Sparky and talked a little bit about. But on the heels of doing that York tailgate, we're going to have next year. We're going to pick out a date, and we're going to have to do the same thing. Have a tailgate out there at the Illinois Railway Museum, and just put the invitation out there for anybody who wants to come and tailgate in the parking lot at the Illinois Railway Museum with the RVs like we did. and go check out the Railway Museum. It's probably the best railway museum in the world. So, yeah. Thanks, Lambo. Appreciate you saying that we had a great show. But we did. We did have a great show. Um, and Sparky says Strasburg is to go for his next meet and greet, May 20th and 22nd. So, yeah, that would be really, really cool. I would love to get to yours and vice versa. It would be so neat for you to come and to one of ours. It's so fun to connect those circles and meet the people in this not only this YouTube community and in the model railroading community. It's such a neat group that we have here. And I always say this, and people always make fun of me, and I don't mind it, but it's really, really important within this YouTube community. It's really, really important. We have a neat corner of the hobby here. We've got a neat hobby, and it's the these YouTube live streams and through the stay at home, we have an opportunity to reach out and connect a lot of these things. So we've got to make sure that we keep the synergy going, make sure that we support each other, go to see each other's YouTube channels, like, subscribe, comment, and keep this going, keep this rolling. There's a lot of neat things out there. So, yeah. So Rails of BNSF and NBN says, how's you been able to host a trend show in Roselle? Well, the group that we belong to, the Trend Collectors Association Midwest Division, was invited by the Roselle Library to put up our modular layout there. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing that next weekend. Probably be doing a live stream just like we did last week or 2 weeks ago, where it'll be an on-location live stream where we'll be putting up the train show. Or we'll be putting up the train layout for the train show that's going to be for the weekend. So, yeah, I'm with you, Sparky. It's always great to meet the people behind all of this stuff and talk about trains and just as I always say, complete those circles. And not a speech, it's a passion, for sure. So, but you know what? We've been rolling here on our stream for a little over 2.5 hours. Got a lot of people on the stream. We thank you all here for coming. If you haven't already, please do us a solid. Smash that like button. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Hit that bell so that we know when we can go through on the notifications. Hey guys, we love doing this. We love the fact that you like to spend time with us on your weekend. It's a gateway to the weekend. And yeah, good times, right, George? I can tell that George has been on a roll. We're talking about all of his trains that he got out at York and everything like that. But he's holding this train like it's a little baby, right?
And yet the train's like older than me. It's gotta be as old as me. Yeah.
When they make that train, George?
I think like I don't know. I know this is really old or like oldish though. Like I mean, I don't know. It's cool though.
Right. Hey, Team Strange is in the house. Welcome to the screen with him. Says I like that there isn't a PFE train running.
Even had a
Santa Fe action tonight. What was that, George?
We haven't had a PFE train run on the stream in a long time. Heck, this is the first stream in a very long time where we haven't run a steam engine.
Well, that's true too. But I tend to disagree with you on. It seems like I can't think of a stream where we didn't have a PFE train run.
But what? I mean, like on the layout, I haven't put the
PFE train is in those steel halls. Get ready to be
yeah.
hauled.
That's at home. I take those to my shows. But yeah, really old. You're killing me, kid. Oh, not so old. Like really old for my lifetime.
So talk to me about this one.
What? Oh, it's always been like that. It's like that when I got it. But yeah. So
So that one's Jordan's one. I got the dummy. We tag teamed the guy who had these.
you got it,
You dummy.
dummy. Man, just sitting here chilling with my train.
So, all right. So we've got some new people over here, and one of the things that we've had the honor and the privilege of operating tonight is the Santa Fe Super Chief set that's just rolling by underneath George's hand right now. That's a real special one. And why don't you talk a little bit about that one again, George? While we've got
This one?
No, the Super Chief set, George.
Oh, so the Super Chief set is really cool, and the significance on it is the guy that let us borrow it. He he's a detail freak. He loves his trains, and he's kind of he appreciates post-war stuff, but then when it comes to the modern scale stuff, it's just part of his hobby. He likes to detail them, and so basically, these locomotives are a set of ABBA third rail F units that came out about 10 years ago. And he's got some Golden Gate Depot cars behind it, but he has super detailed the crap out of these.
So he customized them, right?
Yeah, so they are already
top of the line engines to begin with.
They're already incredibly detailed as they begin with. Do you have the gloves over here?
The gloves are on the bottom shelf all the way in the back.
I'll go grab them so I can just kind of
right behind you there.
Pick them up to show you guys. But third rail makes detailed trains as it is, and I think that there are some things that obviously
behind that
cool. As every manufacturer, they don't get everything right. So Charlie, he did everything. Oh, we got a crossed anchors. There you go. He did everything in his power to keep them or make them as realistic as possible. And so he's just super detailed them. And when he was talking to me about them, he even put like a little control stand in the cab, made it so like everything looks kind of professional and real. He even put the forget what this is called, the logo on them, which is kind of neat.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He purposely did it so that he knows which way to put the B units. That thing's kind of funny.
So why are you putting these gloves on, George?
So basically the cool part about these is they're chrome-ish.
Yeah.
And they attract fingerprints really easily. And so he said every time you pick them up, he prefers to use the gloves. And so
George, by the way, is setting the world record with the longest time ever to put on gloves.
All right, so here we go. So as you can see, he's got the scale coupler up here, right here. He's detailed the front, and the reason he likes how they have fixed pilots in the front. I'm not sure if you can see inside the cab.
George, what's a fixed pilot?
So basically a fixed pilot is on the front on most Lionel and MTH engines. The pilots and it's the pilots on them, the front part, so it'll normally be detached from the engine. So once this one comes around, I'll show you guys. But and so a fixed pilot's basically when the front of the engine or
it doesn't move.
It doesn't move.
Gotcha.
So as this one comes around, I'll show you.
Sure, yeah, I understand.
But so yeah, see how it's kind of moving with the engine right now, where this one doesn't do that, and so
that's more prototypical.
Yes, and so it's very popular in two rail or in these brass pieces like this.
What's that made of?
Brass. And so so it's really cool. You can't really see too much in the cab, but he's got the whole 9 yards in there, which is really neat.
Detailed with the engineer and the fireman in there.
Yes, and so
but it's really neat. I don't know if you were able to pick it up as well on the camera, but it's beautiful, like stainless chrome.
And so it's really, really cool. It's I guess I was about to say four-wheel drive.
Four-wheel drive.
Four-wheel drive. But it's got two engines, or I don't really know. I think it's a or I don't know what it is, but all the wheels turn. So yeah, it's really cool, and there's 4 of them. I'll pick up a B unit right now just to show you guys. Oh, and so the only thing that he says that's wrong with these that's not prototypical on these engines is on the real F units, they didn't have this stripe on the door right here. He said that on the OGR form, he saw that somebody said that we might be able to scratch the paint off, but he said he didn't really feel comfortable enough to do that. But he put these grills on the top. He made those prototypical. Put the grills on the top, the logos.
Charlie did such an amazing job on that.
I mean, there you go. But yeah, so this is
There's an ABBA like that, so it's not just one that he detailed up; it's all of them, right?
yes. The crazy part is too, one of these locomotives costs $800. They're $800 each.
There's 4 of them.
There's 4 of them. Crazy. So that's what he did with this one. Let me pick up the B unit to kind of show you. And they're all powered too. That's the other thing. So he put this logo right here. I can't see that. He put this logo right here on the B units. Same thing with the doors. That's the only thing. He renumbered them too, so they'd be different. I don't know too much about that. But yeah, I think he said his next project's going to be trying to convert these to Katie. But holy moly, it's crazy. So even the passenger cars, which are Golden Gate Depot, are amazing as well. Let me pick up one of those to show you guys kind of how detailed this stuff is. And just to give you an example of how much like time and money he put into this, like this 4 set of engines, just the engines cost $2,800. And that's just stuff that doesn't include the cars, which I'm pretty sure he's put like a wood floor into, kind of like a wood strip floor. I mean, it's crazy. It's just this is the baggage car I'm picking up right now. They're all 21 inches. The only exceptions is there's a 15-inch RPO car, a 15 or 16-inch RPO car, and this baggage car right here, which let's see if we can open the door. It's got the wood kind of in the inside right here. You can see that. Can you see that, Pops?
I can, but hold it closer to the camera. Closer to the camera.
You get the wood in there and everything. I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, holy moly. Let me go get another car. I'll get the most detailed one. Let's see. Let's pick up. Yeah, we'll just go with this one.
So the cool part about these is they're 21 inches. They're a little bit longer than the stuff that we like around that 18 passenger car. They're 15 passenger cars. We've only got a couple sets that are 21 inch passenger cars.
And these ones have the roomettes too, which is really cool.
Wow.
I think if you look inside, yeah, you can see the little roomettes and people.
Charlie, this is amazing. I know you're not watching right now, but I think you'll come back and watch it.
It's really, but yeah, so that's the passenger car. They made a Golden Gate Depot. And holy cow, are they amazing. I think he did some stuff to these too, but I'm not 100% sure what he did. But they're incredible. Yeah, holy moly. Just looking at these gives me the tingly feeling. James, we do have, or Grandpa's got a 3751. He likes that 3751. That is the third rail F units. In fact, yeah, I mean, the only problem with these is third rail on our layout seems to be super picky. So we can't run it anywhere other than this loop.
Well, we got to fix the layout up so that we can run it. There's some spots that yeah, it's a little bit picky. But I blame it on me, not on the engine, and my ability to build a layout. Yeah, you're right, Randall. They do look expensive, don't they? They are expensive too.
Oh yeah, and so the other thing he was telling me, he's like, when he took it to the show, he thought he had them all fixed up and ready to go, and he forgot to put the number boards on this stock unit. So it's currently unidentified, but yeah, man, it's crazy.
It's beauty. It's a beauty. And then the one running closer to George is one that's what I picked up out of George. Was that's a Lionel ABBA and the Mike's Train House set of passenger cars behind it, seven car set. So that's mine. So it's about a year of George isn't going to go to college. I've invested in a bunch of lottery tickets. They come through. George is going to college. It's going to be good. If not, George is going to be making tomato cages for the rest of his life for the Amish.
Amish peeps.
Amish peeps. Maybe you can deliver some to the Amish in paradise.
Amish in paradise. Turn butter.
Randall says I'd probably say those cars being detailed would probably run either side of $200 per car. That would be my guess.
They sell for like $300 on eBay.
I would say, honestly, as detailed as they are, I would say that they're probably, I would guess, if you bought them as is, about $400, the way that he's got them all dialed up, I would say probably about $400 a car. They're crazy. Hey, Southern Kansas Girl Fan Productions, thank you for coming to the stream. We've been rocking and rolling. We're getting close to 3 hours here. We're just going to have a good time hanging out with friends. Thanks for coming. Smash that like button if you would. I appreciate everyone being here. If you haven't already, please smash that like button. Subscribe to GFW Trains if you haven't been a subscriber already. So Jimmy's Trains wondering what major George is going for. Undecided at this point, but I think he's moving towards engineering, something in that regard. Although he's just starting to get to some of that hard maths for engineering, so we'll see how that pans out. Yep, exactly, James. Next time you're at the US, you're gonna have to play Amish in Paradise. Yeah, no, those cars the Amish side's amazing. The engines are amazing. For sure. So Spartan says that butterfly needs to be careful right because just to be better than Godzilla. You know what? That's a good idea back over there. It's a little mantra. Godzilla's nemesis. Sometimes mantra works with Godzilla. Sometimes mantra works against Godzilla. One thing about mantra though is mantra is always fighting for the people. Godzilla is sometimes against people. Sometimes it's for people. But mantra is always fighting for people. Yeah, I know. Can you believe it? Southern Kansas Girl Fan Production. 3 hours. We're going to be able to sleep all the night. But you know what? It's awesome, though. We're just spending time here hanging out with our friends and talking trains. That's the best part about this hobby. We love to just sit and talk trains and appreciate doing it. You got it. We got the greatest looking monsters.
What in the heck?
Uh-oh. What we got going on over there, George?
I don't know. Train started coming off.
Train's coming off the track. Well, why don't you bring your chair over here real quick, George, and we'll button up the screen here in 3 hours, and then we can go back and check out what those are. And it's always hard when you get to the end of, or when you get to the time when you're going to button up the screen, look up at the amount of people that you got viewing. You get a lot of people hanging out with us. So, yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for talking trains and being part of the stream. If you're just showing up here, the other thing that I haven't forgot to say enough was that starting tomorrow at 9 o'clock, we're going to be premiering a new GFW Trains video, which is our modular layout of the Midwest Division of the Train Collectors Association. It's about a quarter of the pieces that we have that we put up. But it's a neat layout at the One Line Church that we did last week in Wheaton, Illinois. Or not last week, but a couple weeks ago in Wheaton, Illinois. So check that out. Be there for the premiere of the video. I'd love to have you there. It's going to start at 9 a.m. Yeah. The other thing we were talking about a little bit was the 3,000 subscriber special. I'd love to hear some input from some of the people. One of the things that I've been talking about, it doesn't seem like I'm getting a lot of traction from George and my family. Would be putting together a GFW Trains YouTube channel training where we would have people, where we would trade people for the cars that they would send us with either their YouTube channel or with the GFW Trains, and we would swap them for GFW Trains t-shirt. George, can you see the t-shirt right over here? We had some of these made. We gave away about 30 of them. We're out at York, but we got some of these neat GFW Trains t-shirts here, and swap those out for the car that you would make. That would either do a GFW Trains car or train car of your YouTube channel. We can make that train and do a 3,000 subscriber special for all of those cars that are out there. Yeah, I know. It's 3 hours and we don't buy just like that. The only thing that's reminding me is I told my wife that we were not to make dinner until after the stream, and I'm really, really hungry right now. So yeah, it's good. Sparky, I hear that the border is opening up. Canada, come back to the United States. We're not so crazy. The people from the United States will be spreading some of our craziness up there to the Great White North. Yeah. But thanks everybody for coming and joining the stream like that. We enjoy everybody being here. We enjoy everybody being part of the stream. So we got things running back good over here, George.
I don't know. It's kind of giving me some problems.
Just
Yeah.
Santa Fe. She's a finicky George. We've got some. For those of you can't see, right off the camera here, we've got two drawbridges to get in and out of the inside of our layout. We're looking for the inside layout. In fact, if you're just showing up, we just completed the upper level of our layout with the upper level loop going all the way around.
Yeah.
So George, you can scoot over, everyone can see it. We've got the bridge cross piece here that's connecting the upper. But the plan of the layout is a double dog home. Yes, you got it, Alaska. Great White North. Bob and Doug, you got it. Yep, exactly, James. Yeah, we love Bob and Doug McKenzie. I've been watching those guys for my whole life. Or not my whole life. That they came out when I was in high school. I've been watching them in high school. So hey, good night, everybody. And as we're rolling close to the 3 hour mark, a couple things that I want to talk about. One is just to make sure that everybody supports each other in the hobby. We've got a really good corner of YouTube here with all of the people that are showing on talking about the hobby. And hey, Jeff's on here. Good to see you, Jeff. A lot of people who enjoy the hobby love talking about the hobby, love sharing what they know about the hobby through YouTube. So it's really important that we keep this synergy going and support each other and support each other's YouTube channels as we're here on YouTube, or as we promote our hobby. I think that's only going to make it go. Thank you, Eric, for stopping by and saying hello. Please, if you just roll into the door and haven't already, smash that like button. We're just getting ready to wrap things up. Having trouble with one of the trains here. George, why don't you just leave it? We're going to wrap things up here, George.
Okay, hold on.
George just said yes, but that was really a George no. For those of you that, there we go. So Yeah, I'm always humbled. I'm always pleased that everybody here spends some time with us on Friday night. Of course, next Friday we'll be out there at the Roselle Library. Be out there at the Roselle Library doing the stream with the setup of the modular layout. And then if you're from the Chicagoland area, we'll be with the Midwest Division Modular Group, up to the Midwest Division of the Train Collectors Association Modular Group at the Roselle Library. Come out and see us. Love to have you there. And then also we're premiering a new video tomorrow. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us here on GFW Trains on Fast Friday. GFW Trains, where we talk about everything.
Mostly trains.
And we'll see everybody around the roundhouse. Have a great evening. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you on the way out.
Boom. See you around, everybody. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being our friends. Humbled that you joined us. So have a great evening.